What's up, everybody? Good morning. So, hold on. Just so you're aware, I've been having some fairly significant internet issues as of yesterday. So, this may drop really hard, and we'll just have to stop, and I don't know, I'll have to figure out how to upload the rest of it. But in any case, hopefully this runs smooth. It looks like it's going pretty well right now, so I won't stress it too badly. Yeah, hope everybody's doing really well. I'm just gonna dive right in, to be honest with you. Yeah, happy Saturday. Hope you're doing well. Maybe it's Sunday for you. In any case, let's dive into it.
Night of Remembrance. Is that another special event in Eglatown?
Hello.
And this message, is it a prank? Or is there more to this?
Ugh. What's this smell? Nope, I can't take it. Gotta take a break.
Hello, hello.
Ew. Why do I still smell it down here? Wait. This weird frequency. It's coming from that message. My head. So dizzy. I'm gonna lie down. Just holler if you need me.
Looks like we've been hit by the weird frequency in that message. I should check out what's going on in Eglatown.
Oh, okay, that was. I was like, is this Cantarella's story quest? Alright. Let's see. Good morning. No, we're diving right in. Hello. Welcome in, welcome in.
Bells chime, spirits awake, mask up for the ghost parade. Welcome, dear guest. Are you here for the Night of Remembrance?
What is the Night of Remembrance? That's like Dia de los Muertos?
It's the only night in a year when the lost souls
Hello,
return
hello.
to the mortal realm.
Yeah.
Wear your mask and blend into this special gathering. You never know who or what might be hiding behind
It's
the
the
mask.
only night in a year when the lost souls return to the mortal realm. Okay.
Well, that's a plain reaction. Can't scare you, huh? All right, let me explain it properly. The Night of Remembrance is an annual festival in Eglatown, dedicated to honoring those who have passed. When night falls,
Yeah, isn't
people
this...
dress up like ghosts.
It's just like Dia de los
join in a
Muertos, kind of.
variety And, oh dear. Can't quite remember the rest. Anyway, to satisfy your curiosity, why not see for yourself? All you need is a mask.
Like this one?
This is the mask of the laureate. What an honor to meet the new laureate in person. Yes, this one will do perfectly.
Well, I appreciate that they're able to continue. I like that this is not isolated, so this isn't separate from the main story plot. That's nice.
The laureate enjoys the same privileges as the host of this festival.
So it's like Carlotta's
please,
story, where it's a bit of a
enjoy
continuation.
yourself tonight.
Hello, hello. Yeah. Dia de los Muertos. Hello. Put your mask on. So, I wonder if this is...
Cantarella? What's she doing here?
That's cool. Dum, 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 dum. It has a little bit of Nightmare Before Christmas in it, which is pretty interesting. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So it's clearly after the events of 2.2.
What a pleasure to meet you again.
Yeah. Ding, fries are done.
So what brings a distinguished...
Why is it
lawyer
Carol of
to
the
this
Bells?
ghostly place?
Christmas is here.
Are
Merry,
you
Merry
here
Christmas.
to savor the underworld's wonders and dance with its spirits?
Huh? What brings the head of the Physalia family here?
Why not? What harm could there be in a ghost of the deep reveling among spirits?
So you're also a ghost of the deep?
Also, what are you implying?
Ding, freza dun, 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 ding, freza dun. Hello. You show the strange message to Cantarella. I love the
On the
angles.
night of remembrance, it's only natural that the departed return to the mortal realm for their unfulfilled wishes. Still, it'd be best if they didn't stir up trouble for the living. In my humble opinion, lost souls find peace only when their wishes are fulfilled. Then perhaps they'll stop haunting people.
Okay.
Since fate has brought you here, why not offer your aid to those poor restless souls? I'll join you, of course.
Why would you offer to help me?
No need to jump to conclusions. Who knows? It might actually be you doing me a favor. Every night of remembrance brings its own theme.
Hello.
And this year, it's the Ghost Girl. Imagine this. An innocent girl lost in the dark sea. Fear ripping her apart as her soul drifts away, while her body sinks ever deeper into the abyss. Despair consumes her bit by bit, until she transforms into a monstrous phantom. A thrilling story, don't you agree? Like savoring a medium-rare lamb chop served with oysters. One tender slice and the crimson juice spills, adding just the right flavor to the already exquisite dish.
What? Okay. I like exquisite things too.
So we share similar tastes.
Shit, like a Hannibal Lecter moment there. That was weird. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. What the fuck? Alright. I don't know what just happened, to be honest.
Now, back to our topic.
Hey, Bebe.
Hidden among the stalls set up for tonight are 3 riddles entwined with the tale of the
Hey,
ghost girl.
Katerina, what's up?
Yet these stalls are rather elusive. Rumor has it that they might
3
even
riddles.
be run by demons. But of course, there are no demons in this world. Only distorted frequencies, or men cloaked in disguise, driven by their unmet desires. Dealing with them requires no money. Instead, they sift through your desires, choosing what to claim for themselves. Isn't that enchanting? There's no thrill in simply buying all your heart's desires with mere money. And now, we have the main course for tonight. Whoever solves all 3 riddles and uncovers the mystery of the Ghost Girl can ask the host for an elixir. Whether to turn stones into gold, grant eternal youth, or even bring the dead back to life. Whichever you want, This potion is here to make it real.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, I know what she's saying, but I don't know what she's saying. Like, she's like speaking in riddles, kind of. I just want to get rid of whatever effect that message had on me.
Such admirable restraint. However, it's too late to withdraw from this game, as the ghosts have already begun to shadow your every step. According to that message, bringing those ghosts back to the mortal realm might clear the effects weighing on you. So might I suggest we collaborate to win the elixir that brings the dead back to life? I could also use that elixir myself. Well, it requires more than you might imagine. The finest ingredients, precise procedures, impeccable techniques, and of course, the proper mood.
Can I just say, have you ever talked to somebody and they're basically having a conversation with themselves? That's what that last 4 minutes felt. I have no idea what the fuck she just said. There were moments where it felt like Rover wanted to ask questions, and like Cantarella was like 2 steps ahead and didn't actually allow us to answer any questions. All right, I wasn't crazy about that. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate that very much. Thank you. Okay, alright, well, that's fine. It's probably just setup, but man, I don't know what the
But with you at my side, even the most intricate elixir would be a delight to create. I'd love to explore this with you, be it elixir or poison.
But why? What do you want? Why do you want? Okay.
Offer your soul, surrender your flesh, give all you have, call the lost from their rest.
That sounds uncanny.
Oh, sorry. Forgive me if it unsettles you. It's an old folk song about the Night of Remembrance. They say its eerie melody has a strange frequency that can draw the attention of ravenous demons. Ah, I can feel it now. There it is.
Yeah, no,
The first stall.
I know why Rover needs the elixir. And why this would help her, but Cantarella steps forward with unwavering certainty, her movement ethereal. Okay. I just got like exposition dumped on, so I'm trying to figure out what the fuck.
Would you like to reach for the brightest star in the sky? Or indulge in the greatest joy?
Hey,
of
it's
the
Thancred.
mortal world?
Peter.
Or maybe nothing could ever satisfy your endless desire.
This is Thancred.
Always so playful, Mammon. Unfortunately, my friend here isn't driven by greed. All we seek is the first riddle of the ghost girl, to set the tone for tonight.
This is
After all,
Thancred.
even the smallest catch can serve as a splendid entree for a grand feast.
All we seek is the first riddle of the ghost girl to set the tone for tonight. After all, even the smallest catch can serve as a splendid entree for a grand feast.
I see. But nothing comes for free. If you want it, you'll have to trade me something entertaining. Perhaps a loaf of bread that speaks. Oil that melts into water. Or a glimpse into Thessalia's hidden past.
How about a special performance from a laureate?
Oh, just for me? That would be an honor I'd truly relish.
Hello. Strange frequency surrounds you, seems to urge you to perform. A melody floods your mind, and your fingers move involuntarily as a beautiful melody flows from your fingertips.
How marvelous! I hear the sounds of birth and doom, of everlasting mountains and seas, and the fierce pulses of life. This is life's symphony, each note threaded by the loom of time, more alluring than any siren's call. As promised, here is the first riddle, the siren's song.
Was I supposed to do something? I had no notes.
Long ago, a group of girls followed the siren's call out of town. They journeyed to the crown atop the mountain, and to the waterfall that cascaded into the depths below. Beyond this riddle, I, Mammon, have yet another gift to offer for your performance. Please take this music box. It's dusty with age, but it might just sing again with a song like you just played.
Okay.
That person does seem a bit extra.
It's understandable. Hearing a laureate perform is an honor, a blessing for everyone in Renacita. Even this music box should be humming along in admiration.
Doesn't work as expected.
Oh, so that's why this little thing isn't behaving. Someone must have silenced it, leaving it unable to sing.
Cantarella's fingers move deftly as she tinkers with the music box, but it remains silent. As Cantarella examines it, you notice the music box has a unique shape.
If you look at this music box from above, doesn't it resemble a big apple?
New York City reference.
Now that you mention it, indeed it does. Perhaps Mammon has offered us a little aperitif. All right. I know where we need to go next. The second riddle is waiting for us.
I know what you came for.
The Big Apple is another name. Beelzebul.
Without exceptional insight and unparalleled courage, all you'll end up with are mere scraps. If you lack what I seek, and just swallow the scraps with the ashes.
Good enough for the fishes, perhaps, but hardly something to serve at the table. This distinguished friend of mine deserves nothing less than the finest dish and the freshest apple.
Well then, give it a try. May you find the freshest apple.
What?
Go on, make a choice. Let's see if this apple holds the prize you seek.
Cantarella gives you a reassuring glance. Her eyes shimmer like ripples over a moonlit sea as she gazes at the apple and gestures gracefully.
That one, please.
So, the rumors are true. Nothing escapes your keen gaze, Cantarella the Bane. This little taste of luck is just a starter. Now, allow me to serve the main dish. Here comes the second riddle. The red apple. The girls lined up for their apples, each one in a vivid, glistening red. But why would apples appear in the deep sea? Whether it brings luck or misfortune, taste it and see for yourselves.
People of Renacita often use coin tosses for divination. Heads up signifies good fortune, a sign of following the sacred path. Tails up, however, invites misfortune, a mark of defiance against the divinity.
Do they put that in the water, I assume? The coin has an unusual appearance with uneven ribbed edges.
Are these dolls blessed or cursed? Perhaps the last riddle will give us a clue.
Blue purple outfit inspired by the deep sea.
Tonight's theme is the ghost girl, right?
So this is all about the riddle. Okay, all right. I like the Dia de los Muertos vibe.
Which is the most beautiful among these dolls? This one has bright eyes. That one has a nice nose. And that one there has red lips.
It's Karina.
Wait, this one's got to be a bit less pretty. Can't let it outshine me.
It's Encore.
Oh, so frustrating. They're all gorgeous, but none quite live up to my standards. Now tell me, what do you think? Which doll stands out the most?
Cantarella's gaze seemed to reflect a stormy sea, veiled in layers of mist that hide her feelings. After a moment, she picks up a doll with a red hat.
If we obey the divine will, does that really bring us luck?
Its delicate brown, bright eyes and elegant attire seem to come to life in the blink of an eye.
Wonderful. As long as you follow the divinity, luck will surely be on your side.
Invidia is envy.
Now, for dessert, I present you with fortune cookies.
Well, envioso. Ding, 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 fries are done, ding, fries are done, ding, fries are done. Invidia. Envy, yep.
This is the last riddle. The round hat. A girl dons her red dancing shoes and wears a scarlet hat, ready for the final act of her performance. Now, all the riddles are in your hands.
Dia de los Muertos right
Whether
there.
the answers will rise like bubbles from the witch's cauldron,
Very Dia de los Muertos.
that's up to you.
I guess it makes sense that this particular town would have this at night, since these echoes have that, like...
Look, it's the new laureate.
Huh.
My, oh my, but who's beside her? Looks like some kind of nobleman.
Now all the riddles are here, like fish returned to the sea. However, they are entangled in a maze of seaweed. How would you free them from the maze? Let's see. A dusty, broken music box, a cog-like lucky coin, and a doll in a red hat. They're all out of production now. None of the music boxes these days use this kind of cog. Looks like these little trinkets are relics from the past. Good catch. As a girl, I used to while away those endless, quiet hours in the castle by playing with such things. Perhaps some part of me still remembers what to do. No, I'm certain I still do.
Cantarella places the dolls on the music box's pedestal and slides the cog-like coin. The missing cog clicks back into place. Just like that, the fish breaks free from the maze of seaweed.
It seems all we need is the laureate's performance to breathe life back into this old relic.
So are we gonna... Upon discovering the secret of the music box, a familiar melody mixed with dissonant notes rises in your mind. This time you raise your hand with purpose, knowing exactly what to do. We're about to be teleported into another dimension, I'm sure of it.
The show begins.
Faster, 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 faster. The melody evokes a sense of familiarity, reminding you of that place, Portoveno Castle, Castle of Physalia. It only strengthens your suspicion that the ghost girl must be connected to the Physalia Castle. A sharp headache interrupts your thoughts, the distorted frequencies intensifying. Through the pain, you find a reason to visit the Physalia Castle.
Ugh. What was that? Oh, my head. This pain's getting worse. Ugh. I need a break somewhere.
You've been under this influence far too long, especially in a place filled with spirits. I should have warned you sooner. You need a proper rest, and we're not far from Thessalio Fells. Come to my castle. I have potions there that can help ease the strain.
Well, I wonder then if Cantarella... Okay, I wonder if Cantarella sent the email. Well, I don't know. I don't really understand what's happening. I have to say, I didn't love the speaking in code words and the riddles. That shit was kind of... I wasn't crazy about that. I felt the pacing was... I was ready to move on there. But also, I felt like that setup... I didn't fully understand... this is Cantarella's story quest, but I wasn't sure why we were set up like that. I mean, I understand why, but... just felt like we could have...
This can help you feel better.
Could have moved on with the plot. Thank you. What's this?
This potion is crafted from freshly crushed barnacle leaves, mixed with the sap of violaca, sea ochre, and sea apple, all fermented in a glass vial. Each of these lovely plants is cultivated here, hand-picked, sorted, and blended by my own hands. As the poisonous ingredients entwine, their toxins soften over time, like nightmares transforming into the sweetest dreams. Don't worry, it's perfectly safe, and even delightful. Drink up, and rest a while. Though I may not be able to lift the curse binding you just yet, I can certainly help tame it for now.
And the curse is her feeling weird.
Ah, excuse me for a moment. It's time I tend to the flowers.
The potion eases your headache, bringing clarity to your mind. With renewed focus, you try to deploy... Okay. That's fine. You find a young girl hiding behind a plant. Her round red hat draws your attention, a striking resemblance to one worn by the dancing doll in the music box. Seeing that her presence here is no coincidence, you brace yourself to ask her some bold questions. What are you doing here? The girl attempts to speak, but all that escapes is unintelligible mumbling. The girl nods decisively before running off to another area. Didn't even get a question in. Okay. Find all. Why she's waving at me? All right, hold on.
A little treat.
Never mind. I'll do that later. All right, she wants me to follow her. Hold on one sec. I have to lower. Oops. Damn it. One sec. Well, that's okay. It's not a priority. But yeah, I could use sensor. You're right. Are you playing hide and seek with me? The girl shakes her head and then points to a crimson plant nearby. Its shape resembles an apple, yet it seems more peculiar.
Apple.
Oh.
Apple in the sea.
Sea apple.
Hey, Vintage. So this is going to recount the story of the previous. This is recounting the story of the previous Physalia girls. Sea apples are known to be poisonous. This clue must be solving the riddle. I'm afraid should have written another spot. What's up? So she's a ghost. This is the ghost girl. Okay, the plant resembles an apple, yet it seems more a peculiar marine creature. Jelly rose, round
hat.
Mm-hmm.
Could the round hat worn by the girl in the riddle actually be a poisonous jelly rose Medusa? If that's true, then the ghost girls indeed have a connection to the Physalias. I need to discuss this with Cantarella.
I wonder if the girl nods decisively before running off to another area. That's interesting. So their spirits just like hang around. Interesting. You find her graceful movements seem meant to regulate certain frequencies. I have Arnold, yep. She's regulating? She's...
Ah, you've made it here. I'm glad to see you're feeling better. Now, we can finally have a proper conversation.
We were just talking.
Did you come all this way for me? Or are you in search of the secret slumbering in the deep?
But we were just together. Both.
Such greed. Rest assured, I'm here to unravel the secrets with you, as I promised.
She's always doing that, though. She's well, no, actually, in 2.2, she unraveled the secrets pretty soon, but she always has. She always has.
Exactly are the sea apples and the jelly roses in the garden used for?
She doesn't always tell the full truth right away.
The crimson sea apple, also called the alluring reaper, is a dangerous plant. A single bite can lead to paralysis, suffocation, or the excruciating pain of a burnt throat and torn organs, ultimately bringing its victim an agonizing death.
Damn, okay.
As for the jelly roses, their blooms will transform into jelly rose medusae. These little ones can produce a neurotoxin that induces intense hallucinations, and in extreme cases, causes the body to seize and twist in a violent, uncontrollable dance of death. The 2 lethal plants have been meticulously nurtured by generations of the Phasalia family, flourishing within the gardens of Portoveno Castle for centuries.
So my guess was correct. The red apple in the second riddle refers to the sea apple. And the round hat in the last riddle points to the Jelly Rose Medusa. As for the first riddle, Siren's Song, the crown atop the mountain and the waterfall that cascaded into the depths below clearly points here. A crown-like castle that sits atop a jagged cliff with a waterfall rushing down. It seems the girls in the riddle were lured into the Portoveno castle. The strange frequencies coming
She
from
drank
the
that
music
tea,
box
actually, you know.
probably reflect the suffering of the ghost girls who were poisoned and tortured in the castle. But why? Why would the Phasalia family do this? I don't believe you'd engage in such senseless cruelty or take pleasure in others' suffering. There should be a reason behind this. Wait. There's one Phasalia tradition that might explain it. The Divine Trials.
Boom.
It's a ritual to select a maiden of extraordinary willpower. A Phasalia who can withstand the Threnodians' whispers. I assume such extreme methods were needed for the trials.
Well, I never imagined you'd solve the mystery so quickly. You never cease to amaze me.
Girl, I solved it before, female rover.
The truth behind the Ghost Girl riddle is none other than the grim secret of the Divine Trials.
I wonder if that was a real ghost then. And also, why does Rover need to know this? Like, what's
The blood and tears shed in these trials throughout the years have seeped into this castle and concocted what we now call the Sea of Ghosts.
the Sonorosphere, the Sea of Ghosts?
There, past and future intertwine, and Phasalia's ancient secrets cling to the cracks of time like grotesque scabs.
But Phasalia who can withstand a Threnodian's whispers. The Ghost Girl riddle is none other than the grim secret of the Divine Trials. Right. The blood and tears shed in these trials throughout the years have seeped into this castle and concocted what we now call... The blood and tears shed through these trials throughout the years have seeped into this castle and concocted what we now call the Sonorosphere, the Sea of Ghosts. How? That's what I'm curious about. Their past and future intertwine, and Phasalia's ancient secrets cling to the cracks of time like grotesque scabs. So, how does the blood and tears shed in those trials throughout the years seep into the castle? That's what I want to know.
With you by my side, I would relive that trauma and unfold the layers of forsaken time for a closer look. And if you find these scabs have somehow crept onto my very flesh and feel the need to cut them away, I'll place my full trust in you and leave it in your hands.
Okay. Why do you trust me so much?
Ever since I guided you to the sanctuary, you've seen through me, and all that the Phasalia family conceals. I've witnessed you cleanse the chaos of the inverted tower, restoring order to the heavens and seas. If you are the one to pass final judgment on me, it would be the highest honor.
Okay. So she recognizes she recognizes Rover's status as the arbiter, as the person that really is almost like godlike in the society, And above and beyond the petty squabbles between the Thessalias and the Montellis, and also, beyond all this stuff that's occurred in Cantarella's life, I think it's cool that she says, I want to relive this trauma with you, because it's sort of, we take her hand and are going to guide her through the experiences that she went through to come out on top and resonate, with the Sentinel and all that other stuff, and also the trials that she went through herself. Okay, and if she
Now, the answers we seek lie in the depths of fierce undercurrents. Will you join me and dive into the deep sea?
She doesn't want to be like the past was, which is why she says, you can remove those scabs from me if I'm carrying them. Of course, I've seen it all.
You're like a pearl from the deepest sea. But I'd never let such a flawless gem endure even the smallest scratch.
Hey, Haru, what's up, buddy?
Once we enter the sea, I'll be right by your side, tightly. No poisonous creature shall harm you. For you are the one I've chosen. Excellent. Together we dive into the Sea of Ghosts.
Is this still Portoveno Castle? Something feels off.
What's up?
Yes and no. The past has spilled into the present here.
Oh man, there was no like...
The overflowing frequencies have enveloped the entire castle, forming this sonoro, the Sea of Ghosts.
Oh, this is that piece.
The voices of the ghosts rise faintly from the depths, like the soft pop of a bursting bubble.
So the
Listen
singer...
closely to these whispers
yeah,
of the past.
the singer is actually the whispers of the past. That's cool.
Piece together these fragile clues, and the answers will emerge on their own.
Oh, it sounds like Nier.
But do take caution. One wrong step in these murky depths, and we may be drawn into an endless abyss. With a bit of light, though, we can hold back the darkness.
Really, it sounds more like the Violet Room. I mean, theoretically, this is a song with, well, obviously she was singing with consonants or words theoretically, but this is actually a song with no words, a vocalese. Sergei Rachmaninoff wrote a really famous one, and actually the Violet Room in a lot of ways from Persona 3 has similarities to that, and then this has similarities to that, and this also has similarities to Nier. Also really nice here, we get this beautiful string quartet. I think within this music you hear youth and innocence and gentle quality, a feminine quality almost too. The legato here is really interesting, and then here you hear the lilting and the sort of sadness as we have the space between the violins and the piano there. More like a lullaby too. It's like a solemn, has that cautionary tale sound in it. This could also be Cantarella's song. Nice resolve. Goes back up to the top. The song is about a loss of innocence. It's about decay. It's about having to become an adult too soon. It's about unmet expectations, and ultimately, it's really about loss, which makes sense. Very pretty, my goodness. That sounds like it's made up language. I mean, it could not be, but I don't know. Very pretty. Wow.
Though the black of the sea is overwhelming, I've managed to preserve the last ray of light.
I think it's worth mentioning, by the way, that it's not technically chaos language, just because chaos language is specific to Nier. I don't know if we've started attributing like anything that has like well, I say gibberish, I don't mean gibberish, but just to be clear, I don't actually think that's chaos language, since chaos language is specific to Nier. It definitely feels like it's a made-up language, though.
You see, light is something that darkness can never fully
No,
devour.
you're cool. The Chaos language was specifically created by Emmy Evans for Nier because it's a mixture of a bunch of different languages, and they gave her free roam to create and customize the languages as she saw fit. And so certain tracks are specifically almost English, some tracks are specifically almost French, some tracks are specifically almost German, or a mixture of both. She kind of just sat down one day and just like, you know, wrote out and came up with these languages on the spot. She's actually like a genius how she does this, but it's a common thing in video games to have these languages that, and I think it speaks to the fact that we don't necessarily need words in order to understand meaning. And so a lot of times people are like, well, I don't want to go see an opera because I may not understand the language. And it's like, you don't actually need the language to understand the intention behind the emotion of the music, because the music guides the emotion so incredibly well that you can allow yourself to just go and be transported. And knowing what they're talking about always helps, but the beauty of it is in the interpretation. And I think that people sleep on this idea that, like, if I have to know what the words mean in order to connect to them, and it's simply not true. You can use your felt experience to a degree and connect through it. Like, I have no idea what this means, but I feel a sense of sadness, right? I feel lilting, lamenting, tears, you know? And now that's hard for some people. Not everybody can resonate with music, or it's harder to grasp emotion and tangible stuff, intangible stuff, because emotion is really hard to pin down. And also, like, ultimately, emotion is so complex. This song is very complex in its emotional context. Now, I'm not talking like the context of like what it refers to in terms of story, but what I mean is, like, we know it's sad, but sad is one word, right? And unfortunately, in the languages that we speak, there are only so many ways to describe a feeling. You know, that's why music is so much, in some ways, more powerful than words, because it's a language that transcends the actual words that we speak. And so in a lot of ways, at least in you know, sort of Western is the Western sound, the music speaks an emotion, and then it speaks to the subtlety of the where the words kind of stop. It's pretty cool.
As long as it flickers, it can guide us out. I, Cantarella Thessalia, hereby grant you unrestricted passage through Portoveno Castle. Let us explore and weave through the past and future together.
Okay.
We are now in a fragment of the past. You've done well. The past that emerges from the Sea of Ghosts is not entirely real. It only reveals what it chooses to show, which means we must uncover the hidden truth ourselves.
What's up?
Spirits bound in the cracks of time wander no more. Please set them free with the light. They've been trapped here for far too long. Hey. Why not savor this? Surge of deep tides. Hey, riptides claim you. Call from the abyss. Surge of
Bloom from
deep
ash and
tides.
shell.
You're trying to understand the builds? Can't you just look them up? That's what I do. I don't sit there and look at the builds and what should be done myself. Through the initial selection, you must forge ahead. Forge ahead. Compete, strive, and fight your place. Share strength, wisdom, head of the Physalia family. Offer the chosen elixir, eternally grateful. Canons, Mandragora, Physalia, Hebanon, Physalia, Cantarella, Physalia, Chloe, Physalia, Anis, Physalia. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Marina, Physalia. First trial, poison in the bedrock on which the Physalia name stands. Let it test your willpower. In this trial, you must select the 3 most toxic sea apples from the depths. And bring them back by any means necessary. Remember, the use of external tools to determine their toxicity rate. Wow, okay. The powers. This is like the trials of trials in Freerun.
A potion that can grant any wish. Sounds familiar. The girls must have been lured here by such impossible promises. Cantarella, since you were part of the trials yourself...
There. We are surrounded by twisted frequencies. It seems they're guiding us towards the truth of the divine trials. During the trials, the ever-present abyss silently watched over us. I can feel that the sonorosphere has recreated that same ominous gaze. If I were to reveal everything about the past all at once, this sonoro could grow unstable. Or even collapse, drowning us in its wake.
Because of the truth? Interesting.
To keep us safe, we must tread carefully and avoid taking reckless actions. So let's listen carefully
Have
to
I
what
seen...
the sea is
Bro.
trying to tell us.
These people upload this shit to YouTube, man. You can't even fucking avoid it. What am I do? And yes, also, I can't really talk about it. Alright, I'm gonna say one thing about, Wuthering Waves that I'm not enjoying as much, that I'm noticing a trend in. Number one is the borrowing from other games. It's actually, this is the third instance in these patches that they're borrowing from something, from another game. I'm not crazy about that, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's because the bar is so high for me personally, where I feel like I like Kuro so much and I want them to do well, but this mechanic is ripped exactly from Lords of the Fallen, which on the one hand you can say, well, they're paying homage to it, but it's an entire game mechanic. Like, this is the entire mechanic. This is the entire mechanic of Lords of the Fallen. Like, almost one-to-one. Similar to Dredge. Oh, and it features in Titanfall 2. I mean, like, okay, fine. So you could also argue that, like, you know, everyone borrows or steals from people, right? But this is a lot. I mean, this is, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a little criticism for my perspective, where it's like, we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. It's just, it feels a little odd. It feels a little uncanny valley to me that I'm like, oh, I've done this in games where the entire thing... And I'm not... And again, Titanfall 2 came before Lords of the Fallen. So one could argue that Lords of the Fallen stole the entire thing from Titanfall 2. Whatever. But it's just something I'm noticing, and I feel like I feel like I need to at least bring it up, right? We can. Well, it's not about patent; it's about being original. You know what I mean? And ultimately, what I want to when I bring this stuff up, it's not to be like a negative Nancy or anything. It's just to bring it up. You know what I mean? Like, it's something I noticed. I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but I'm like, really? Okay. You know what I mean? That's all. Okay, wait. So, find the first sea apple. Because I feel like if I'm gonna praise it, I also need to, like, for me personally as a fan of this game, I also need to highlight when something feels off. You know what I mean? So it has to be two sides. I think, like, to be reasonable and to be fairly constructive, it has to be like, oh, I love what you're doing, and also, ooh, I'm not so sure about this. You know what I mean? But yeah. Anyway. Dear Ennis, the trials are tomorrow. I'm so nervous. But a tiny bit excited, too. The Physalis are really, really scary. Some of them strut around all high and mighty, while others are just unsettling. It's like something out of a bad dream. I think we've really lost the art of critique, by the way. Yeah, no, I mean, everything you're saying is absolutely 100% on, chat. Like, you guys are totally correct in everything you're saying. And I appreciate you hearing me out and you know. Also, I wanted to also say sorry. I'm a little low energy tonight. Today, it's been a weird week. And my internet, like, I had internet problems the last couple days, you may have seen. So, if you've been around. So, so I'm sorry if I'm a little bit lower energy than I was, like, last week. For those of you that maybe haven't seen me, like, when I'm not, like, you know what I mean? So just bear with me if I'm a little, like, low. I'm having a good time. Don't read into, like, my faces or anything. I'm just a little tired, so... Just wanted to clarify that. I'm grateful you're here, though. Thank you for being here very much. I really appreciate it. I'm over here like, all right. Let's get back into it. They must be really good at handling poisons, right? Just the thought of facing them makes me uneasy. I overheard that unsettling Physalia girl whispering that poison can be medicine, too. Cool. Thanks, guys. I overheard that unsettling... perhaps even if I don't pass the trials, I could pick up some of their secrets about the poisons and figure out their ingredients. Then maybe I could make something to help Jojo. Jojo? Thinking about it... Oh, so they were lured. So they were lured. Be careful tomorrow, my dear Anise. We don't have Physalia blood, and they know a lot more about poison than... That's a death wish. They don't even have Physalia blood, so they couldn't even... Oh, man. That's rough. With the promise of something good for the future. Ooh! That's terrible.
The divine trials stand as a hallowed tradition of the Physalia family. A ritual that demands every family member to offer their daughters to face the ordeal. Yet tales of these perils have driven some to seek out young girls resembling their own, and use them as substitutes.
Oof.
These girls' parents are often offered a generous sum of money or sweet promises as compensation. Behind this intricate web stands the late head of Physalia. To him, The Phasalia daughters who had been replaced were nothing more than useless stones.
What about the Phasalia boys, though? The Phasalia sons?
The substitutes, however, he considered rough gems that could be polished into dazzling jewels through suffering.
Oof.
For him, regardless of blood, the maiden must be a Phasalia. To this end, no sacrifice
Oh, because of the maiden.
was too great.
Do Phasalias not have boys? Now, obviously, they were always looking for the maiden, but I wonder to myself, are they not allowed to have boys? Do they remove the boys from the, you know?
A change of perception. Not worth mentioning.
It's definitely a matriarchy, yeah.
Engrave. Shackles be gone.
They definitely don't participate in the trials because they're looking for the matron. Is Camellia my favorite character in Wuthering Waves? Yeah. Camellia, it will be really hard to replace Camellia, if ever. I'll pretty much always find a way to keep Camellia in my rotation. Even in like a year, let's say. Is this glass? I used to love Chong-Li, I still do. I'm trying to build out Brant, but I forgot about his weapon. So I don't have Brant's weapon anymore. Wait, okay, so then this is like a puzzle. But I've been using this 4-star with energy regen, which seems to be working out okay. Just building him. Dear Anise, today I tried 4 different poisons. Oh god. Overture is fine. That's right, you told me about that, Draco. The first one gave me a pounding headache. The second made my stomach cramp up. The third left my bones feeling all achy. And the fourth made me so dizzy I started seeing little dancing figures everywhere. I'm still feeling a bit wobbly and the words on this note are jumping around as I try to write. But that unsettling Phasalia girl gave me some medicine after I drank it. Phasalia girl must be Cantarella. I felt a little better. You might wonder why I'd ever drink something from a Phasalia, but don't worry, I've been keeping an eye on her. She's different from the others. They don't seem to like her much, and she's always by herself, mumbling and grinding herbs. What she said last time wasn't a lie, and she didn't hurt me. Maybe not all Phasalias are bad. I'm thinking about asking her for help. She knows so much about medicine, and she doesn't fit in with the rest. Maybe she'd teach me how to mix the right potion to help Jojo. I know it's risky, but if there's even a small chance, I have to try. Security is tighter now, so be very careful, okay? If you hear 3 quick knocks, that'll be me. So, okay. So Camellia,
To avoid the watchful
or Cantarella.
eyes, the girls formed secret pacts in whispers. Hum a special tune. Use the right color. Knock on the door 3 times every 2 seconds. In the cold, unfathomable sea, they clung to each other, seeking warmth and comfort. The little fish huddled close, unaware of who might vanish or what tomorrow would bring.
It was more like the Hunger Games than the Mage Trials in Freerun. I'll put it that way. Yeah, I think that this song really represents the loss of these girls, you know? It really is ultimately like a loss of innocence. Have I ever listened to an Arabic orchestra? No. That sounds interesting. Oh, what? Oh, my bad. Oh, yeah, this mechanic. Oh, man, I forgot all about this. That's right.
This book looks familiar.
I was like,
Just
who's
put
Lottie?
it back on the right shelf, like how you did before.
Oh.
Caution is advised.
My. Oh.
Sprout of budding seeds!
Yeah, I mean, Camellia is definitely my strongest character. Camellia is definitely the character I've invested the most time in, I would say.
Sever!
I love her. She's so much fun. She's so cool. I love everything about her. She's awesome. Still don't know how to exit. Okay, there it is.
Well done.
Oops, I missed what that
You
said.
never
Shit.
disappoint
Sorry.
me. They say most questions can be answered in books. But can they really?
Dear, the sea apples were extremely potent. Even smelling them was enough to make it impossible to breathe, like my throat was being squeezed. I could barely get a word out. Oh, jump, okay. When I finally came to, I tasted something metallic in my mouth. I didn't have the strength to touch one, let alone bring one back. All I could do was watch helplessly from afar. They were round and red like apples, or maybe tomatoes. Back in Eglatown, we had fields full of tomatoes. Is it because I'm not a true Physalia that I can't awaken any special abilities or immunity to poison? No, I can't give up. It must be because I'm not trying hard enough. Ennis wasn't a Physalia either, but she made it through. Even though we'll never hear her voice again, the poison destroyed her vocal cord. Whoa. Now's not the time for tears. I have to be strong for Jojo's sake. I won't give up.
The Physalia family is built on poison. And from a young age, every Physalia child is introduced to it. Years of exposure gradually build up our resistance. At first we suffered, but over time, few poisons could harm us. We are no longer merely the bearers of poison. We become the poison itself.
Jesus. Wow. Don't get me wrong, I love Changli. Changli is was my first like Changli was the first of the characters in Wuwa that I actually cared about. Of the characters that, you know, were in the gacha, like Changli is amazing. I love Changli, and she's on my Jinshi team with Shorekeeper and stuff, but it's kind of why I want to build out Brant, actually, so I can rock her again. So only wow. Oh no, poor Chloe. So 1, 2, 3, 4 above candidates have passed the trial of poison. Second trial, there's 3 trials too, yeah. Oh, there's 4 trials? Or 4 left. Stillness, darkness, and silence. Fail, and you'll be lost in the darkness. Pass, and you'll face an even greater darkness. Before the merciless poison, there are no winners.
Sweet dreams, girls. May you rest in peace.
Hold on. Could you imagine if those... Wait, are those... No.
Entertain me! Vitality, sour!
Wouldn't it be crazy if those things became... Those things are not the Physalias.
Entwine!
No. I killed them, sorry.
Maybe try knocking 3 times,
Oh.
as the girls once did.
Smash the door. I thought about it.
It seems safe here. We can catch our breath amid the surging undercurrents. Even in the depths of the sea, there would be a place for resting, like the eye of a storm. Perhaps we should take a moment to explore this room. It seems like an ideal setting to gather our thoughts, or simply rest.
Knight princess, sorceress princess, commoner princess, noble princess, and angel princess assembled before the castle. Knight princess atop her noble mount took the lead through the castle hedge maze and opened the castle gates. Commoner princess consumed poisonous mushrooms which she mistook as edible. Sorceress princess rendered aid by brewing a curative potion. Noble princess, who knew the castle well, elegantly circumvented all of the hidden traps. Angel princess followed everyone with a faint smile on her lips. The princesses gathered in the castle's main hall, where the queen proclaimed their first task was to find the gold apple in the apple tree forest. Apple tree forest in the castle grounds grows apples red and round, a few land and making a thump, knocking heads and raising bumps. Apples fall into the earth's hold. Most are red, but some are gold. Whose head will the gold apple hit? Who will leave the forest with it? The queen sits with her meal in place, waiting for fruit to take its place. As the juicy bite goes down, behold, on their head the thorned crown. In the end, everyone will surely find their own gold apple to make their dreams come true.
Young girls are always brimming with dreams. Though their bodies are caged, their hearts take flight, winging freely through realms of imagination. They recorded these ideas on paper, each word melting into a sweet candy to soothe their sorrows. I still remember there was a bookshelf that kept many such pure, sweet fantasies.
Hey, Tanshin. Oh, I saw a lot of the chatter, by the way, since last week. I wanted to say thank you. Everyone's been really, well, for the most part, there's always like 1 or 2 guys that are kind of assholes, but I really appreciated all the positivity I saw online about my playthrough of Wuthering Waves last week. So thanks so much. Like, gosh, I really felt very special and very supported by the Wuthering Waves community that I am very happy to be a part of since day one. So, you know, not every day, obviously, but I really appreciated the chatter. It meant a lot. So thank you. It was a good stream. Knight Princess. After the throne crown is mine, everyone in the castle will live better lives. Sorceress Princess. I don't want anything. I'm only here out of obligation to the family. After this is over, I plan to leave this dull place and get some fresh air outside. This time of year, the flowers in the mountains and fields should be blooming quite nicely. Maybe I can find new variety suitable for making medicine. I'm a bit scared. I don't want to continue, but you can't back out. To cure Jojo, I won't back out. I will get the cure-all elixir and return home happily. Everyone's wishes shall come true. Though time has yellowed these pages, the girl's laughter and joy still dance vividly across each line. But it remains trapped on paper, lost to time. Interesting. The jellyfish drift gracefully, their translucent forms gliding through the water. A jelly rose Medusa swaves its delicate tentacles, its rounded body resembling an elephant hat. An elephant! An elegant hat. A gesture. I told you I was tired. A gesture is behind you, and as you turn, an unexpected door stands in the center of the room.
Every girl came from different backgrounds, each with their own unique personality, yet the same determination. Even as poison gnawed at their bodies, they never lost faith in a future where freedom might bloom.
Oh, I can ask about Chloe. Okay.
Before opening the door, have you ever imagined a scene where seawater
guys.
rushes out, flooding everything before you? But for now, I don't think that will happen. We haven't quite reached the deep waters yet.
I wish that as we entered into the Sonorosphere, I wish that we had seen a visual of them going into the Sonoro, you know what I mean?
Should we go now and see what the jellyfish are trying to say? Lovely. Don't forget to knock 3 times.
So far, though, other than the beginning,
Darkness breeds the unknown.
I just
and
realized.
The unknown gives birth
While
to
we were
fear.
in the safe room, it was just the
In
piano.
a place like this,
Isn't that crazy how
the only
loud that can be?
anchor you can rely on is the faint light by your side.
Huh.
Trust its guidance. It will clear a path through the shadows and quell your fears.
That's cool. I think I like this better than Carlotta's story quest. I think both... Wow. Oh, cool, yeah. Oh, this is... I saw this. This was on Narushio's Twitter. That's pretty cool. Man, someone gave him so much shit for that. God, people are so miserable. Ugh. That's cool. How can you not think that's fun, you miserable bastard? Look how fun that is. Like, that's a, like, magic of game dev. Like, I still check for footprints when I'm in the snow in video games because I grew up in a time when footprints in snow weren't there. Still blows me away every time I can, like, see footprints and they stay. And they'll just vanish.
But can the glimmers from these delicate drifters truly light up the entire
Oh yeah,
sea?
sorry for mobile players, of course. We have so many, like, incredible video games at our fingertips that I think that we as a community of people that play video games have forgotten how difficult they are to make, and how like magical they can be, you know. Hey Type, what's up? There's so many little things in video games these days that just really, like, are astounding, especially for an I guess an older gamer like me at 37. You know, shit. All I had at one point was Super Nintendo. Like, you get better graphics on your phone. Like, that's crazy. I often think about that. I often think about the fact that, like, that we're kind of spoiled with just the sheer amount of games. From indie to AAA. Now, I know that the industry has its issues right now, right? Obviously, but you know, it's incredible how much stuff is out there that you can find and enjoy. Yeah, but I find that people are oftentimes just kind of grumpy because sometimes life sucks, and like you want to escape life, especially when it sucks. But then the problem is you're running away from the things that suck about it. But those things find you anyway, you know? Like, you can't really escape. I think sometimes people get frustrated because they want games to give them the sense of relief. that really only therapy can provide, or you know, other means of taking care of oneself. And it's so interesting, and I think that's where a lot of disgruntledness comes from. Now, obviously, there's a lot of shit money monetization, and look, I mean, we're talking about a gacha game, talking about shit money and monetization practices, right? But there's a lot of greed in the industry. We see it, we know it. But yeah, it's just such a wonder to be able to play games like this, or really any game that has this kind of quality. This is pretty amazing. To claim the title of maiden, one must demonstrate the strength to make decisive choices. Excessive emotions are vulnerabilities and burdens for any candidate worthy of the title. Each participant is required to capture the most venomous jellyfish, which is the red one, from the sea and return it to this location. Upon your return, you will team up with another candidate and exchange your catch. The candidate with the more potent jellyfish shall be declared the winner. In the event that you encounter an accident along the way, the other paired candidate will be declared the winner by default. Use your awakened abilities to endure the depths. Okay, so this is when they want them to wake up. Okay, I understand. Trust only yourself. Remember, the title of maiden is worthy your pursuits. Cantarella was with Anis, and Mandragora was with Hebanon. Okay. When the spacious room is just you and Cantarella, her gaze lingers on you, dark and endless like a bottomless abyss.
It seems like fate insists we move as one, side by side. In the realm of poison, none can rival the Jelly Rose Medusa. Ah, a scent I know well. There's a Jelly Rose Medusa lying in wait just a little deeper. They tend to be wary when alone.
I love these
Their
angles.
nerves quick to tingle at the slightest move. But worry not. I know what to do. What a divine breeze. Ah, I know this bookshelf well. Today it seems ambitious, hungry enough to devour 2 books at once. One titled Past, the other Present. We desire, and so we find.
Man, the grind is 60. I feel the grind is 60. I'll get there eventually. By then, the cap will be like 100 or something.
What we want has a way of appearing when least expected. Are we prisoners to the insatiable appetite for knowledge, or to the ever-expanding void? Yet I trust your eyes. They'll see through the tricks hidden within.
Stemming!
You think Anis is really to star anise, the herb? I can see that. I thought that too, Anis, because it's shaped like a starfish.
Feed my blossoms, self-deceivers!
God, I love her so much.
A little treat.
An empty shell. The remnants that past has left behind.
Oh my gosh! Wow, that's
Just one more to go.
that's a phrase.
The shadow cast by present.
Oh,
This one isn't picky. It's a mere accident born from the twists of time.
wow, that's deep. That's incredible. Incredible words there. That's cool. Many books seem to have leafed through their pages adorned with sketches and annotations in diverse handwriting styles. Judging by the fresh ink, these touches were added not long ago. I never realized she does this. She like sticks out her butt. That's so funny. What a move. I've never seen this before. Sorry. She's just like, That's funny.
Now both past and present are ours. Go ahead. Knock upon the door where future lies waiting.
Past, present, future. Oh, thank you, Mika. I appreciate that, as always. Beautiful glass. Wow, yeah.
Frightened away, our lethal yet delicate little friend. Looks like we need to handle these two first.
I like how
Supper! It's getting fun.
I like how personal it is. I didn't like the beginning of it. I felt it was a little bit meandery, and I was a little bit nervous that I was going to be bored. Just a glimmer lingers where the jellyfish once was trying to tell you something. Hold on, I'll continue my thought in a second. Dear Mandragora, my dearest sister, I cannot fathom anything more heart-wrenching than facing you in this trial, given all the years we've spent growing up together. As Visalia's eldest daughter, you were always sheltered, yet you took it upon yourself to welcome me into this world with such tenderness. I still recall the way you would sew my clothes, even adding that little pink bunny design. It was so soft and fluffy, far more lovely than any strange creature from the deep. If the Visalias can only have one maiden, I wish it to be you. To show my sincerity, I'll share my newly awakened ability with you. My tears are lethal. They paralyze people upon contact, and they clot their blood. I swear by the name of Visalia that this is true. Please think of a way to counter my power. When the time comes, I hope you can free me from this fate. Yours, Hebanon. Wow.
Hebanon. She was such a timid girl, like a frightened rabbit. She'd peek out from behind Mandragora, her little face half hidden.
Tragic.
She cried so often. I still remember the day she brought me tea laced with mercury. Such a good girl, really. So I couldn't bring myself to refuse her. Had I not drunk it, the abyss closing in on us would have taken us both. The tea itself, well, it was tolerable. Certainly better than
Well,
sea
she had
apple.
toxic immunity anyway.
Just a bit of burning, a touch of dizziness,
Jesus.
and a pounding ache in the head. Whether it was her tears that softened the poison, or my body's quiet resilience, I recovered quickly enough. Only through suffering could the girls of the trials steal a fleeting moment of peace. Forgive me. I shouldn't linger in memories. After all, it's the present and future that truly matter, wouldn't you say?
No, I actually like this quite a bit. I felt the beginning was a little bit slow for my personal taste, but as we've like, mostly because I felt like she was speaking in code, which for whatever reason I think just triggers me. But as we've progressed into this, I've really quite enjoyed it. I think it's a really interesting thing because the sonorosphere and this whole like ghost thing ends up feeling much more like walking into like the subconscious of Cantarella, which I really like. it feels like it's even though it's like the trauma and the ghosts of the past, the shadows of the past. It's interesting to like be reliving this experience with Cantarella hand in hand, essentially, and witnessing that experience of that we saw in the trailer, and done really well, and it's moving at a pretty brisk pace as well, which I like, or I just find it compelling. It's probably my favorite story quest so far, I'd say.
Our delicate little friend seems to have slipped above us. I'll find us a way.
Oh shit.
A little treat.
Look, there it is, just a step away. It seems everyone desires the deadliest jellyfish. Expired obsessions rarely know when to stop.
So these are oh, that's cool. So they're expired expectations. So it's like expired negative feelings turned into enemies. That's cool. I like that.
Who will sink into the depths with me, engulfed by sea's venom?
Sprout budding seeds!
What we want has a way of appearing when least expected.
Hey.
Surge of deep tides to sunken depths.
Ciao. Buonasera. Dear Hebanon, the head of our family has always taught us that to be born to the Thessalias is to embrace coldness, decisiveness, and ruthlessness. For the greater good our family upholds, personal sacrifice holds little weight. As the eldest daughter, it is my duty to uphold these teachings. While our ways may seem harsh, they are accompanied by the weight of expectations and the honor of our name. I resolve to relinquish all personal desires, allowing the family's code to seep into my very soul. Our impending duel will undoubtedly bring pain, yet we have both come this far. I trust we will become exactly what the head envisions for us. You two are a daughter of the senior line, and I implore you not to follow in your cousin's footsteps, who defies the head's will. Gather your strength and determination so that when we face each other in the trial, we shall do so as equals. Should I become the maiden, I will honor your sacrifices, and if you are chosen, I hope you will do the same. So this is the other perspective.
Mandragora, just like her name, was a bright yet lethal flower. Oh, please don't misunderstand. Lethal is the highest praise for a Thessalia. She clung to every teaching of the head of our family, shaping herself so meticulously that her thoughts and her very self vanished, lost to the family's cold framework. I saw the weight of what she gave for that trial, all for a cause that was barely worthy of her sacrifice. So, when she served me the scone, dipped in the essence of jelly rose, I didn't hesitate to swallow it all. She was much tougher than Hebanon, but still, behind her unwavering gaze, I caught a flicker of reluctance. As for the poison, the sensation was... I felt like I was drowning in slow waves, my body twitching without control, and my vision slipping into a soft blur. And somewhere within that haze, I saw us transformed. Birds, perhaps, dancing on a sunlit shore, carefree and joyful. But then, I woke up. There was no sunlit shore around, and I lay here, as ever, in this cold abyss. What a divine breeze.
Yeah, she didn't want to wake up. Yeah.
Seems like this little one is ready for a duel, trying to take your life with its venom. But I despise unnecessary fights. Hand it to me. Yes, just place it gently here. Nothing to fret about, dear. I've long since made my peace with poison. This jellyfish, a remnant of the past, can't harm me now. You have such a kind heart, always ready to take on burdens, even while carrying your own. But some weights belong only to those who've already weathered their storms. So, let me bear this one.
But some weights belong only to those who have already weathered their storms. So let me bear this weight. But some weights belong only to those who have already weathered those storms. That's a powerful line.
See? I'm fine. Come now. We've more to uncover.
Oh, man. The other two traded places in death.
Jellyfish have no voice. They simply drift in the tide, struggling to let their faint glow disperse the darkness. Yet, here it is, a small shimmer of light, escaping the grip of the past to reach us now.
Hey, Born.
Ah, it seems a subtle shift has taken place. I can smell danger. Let's look closely and see what new presence lingers here.
this side. Yo-da-da-da-yo-do. 12 jellyfish drift in the sea, floating silently as can be. 2 swim slow, their pace a crawl. Sucked into a whirlpool, they fall. 10 jellyfish drift into the sea. Apple choked, they can't breathe. 2 then die, the rest are free. 8 jellyfish drift into the sea. Deep down they go quietly. The sea's abyss demands more. Several are eaten, all done for. Only a few small jellyfish remain. They panic and swim in vain, colliding like they've gone insane. How many jellyfish are there left? How many are there left? How many are left? Unimportant. Ultimately, they all get swallowed up.
The waves came crashing, eager to snuff out every spark they found. Poison and whispers slithered in, seeking to clip every wing. Sweet dreams were shelved away, locked tight, only to wither into silent, brittle tears.
You sense an ominous presence emanating from the bookshelf. The next moment it takes shape before you.
Entwine!
Want to rip out my strange noises, incessant buzzing in my The girl's despair seeps from the book's pages, winding around your heart. You press the book shut, your chest tight, and draw a deep breath to steady yourself. A doll wearing a red hat has appeared on the table out of nowhere, drawing your attention. You recall someone saying it is a symbol of Alright, hold on. I think, for me, you know, I think everyone comes to stories in a different way. And I don't really view, I won't derail, and I'm not gonna to take too long. I don't really view the story of Wuthering Waves as a like I don't personally find any implicit like romantic components of it. Like I don't think that playing as male rover or female rover really makes a difference, because the way that I perceive, I saw some chatter about this, so I figured, not in just in this chat, but just in general, like I told you earlier, I kind of view Rover as Jesus Christ, whereas Rover is to me, Rover is like above like petty romance or like sexual connotation or sensuality or any of that stuff. Now, obviously, Cantarella does the flirty thing, and we see Cardathia blush, and so on and so forth. And, you know, Camelia's, like, obsession with Rover, blah, 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 blah. Now, in Shorekeeper, okay, the Gathering Wives thing, right? But in my mind, like, if that's your headcanon, go for it, right? But, like, I don't really vibe with any of that. Like, I also don't care. Like I'm just not interested in that aspect of this. Like, I don't care if one's better than the other. I don't care, like, what your personal preference is. Not, like, from a place of, like being shitty about it. I just don't care. You know what I mean? Like, it has no bearing on my enjoyment. And so I view Rover as this, like almighty being that, you know, doesn't have time for romance. And if it's, like, incredibly obvious to you that there very clearly is sexual tension or whatever, live your life. But I don't care. To me, it doesn't change anything unless they explicitly come out and say, "Oh, I have feelings for you" or whatever. Then that's a different discussion, right? But, like, the beauty of it is that it's, like, totally up to individual interpretation. And I personally don't really connect to the characters that way at all. So, I noticed that in conversation also this week, because I do check, like, how things are going and how people are speaking. I didn't get one guide, but I felt like I noticed it a couple times. So I was like, usually when I notice something like 3, 4, 5, 6 times, I'm like, oh, okay, people think this. But yeah. But if you feel that way, God, I hope you get all of your wives gathered. But for me, I really don't care about that. I really like the story. I'm not really, like, I don't really care about the intricacies of, like, the connections between the characters. Like, the connections are there, and they're subtle enough where if you want to take it one way, you can. If you want to take it this way, you can. It's called nuance. I think people want it to be this or that. And unfortunately, and actually fortunately, we're in a position where the stories become so well written that it actually can be all of it. It's kind of on a spectrum. And that's actually the beautiful part about it, because it really becomes your individual experience with the media rather than, you know, it is this or it is this. You know what I mean? What's my age demographic? I should check. I think it's probably like... See, I've never pulled a character based on how attractive they were. I only pull a character if they're efficient. And I want to play with them. So it's cool. Self-insert. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with self-inserting. I got no problem with that. I mean, do I think Cantarella is beautiful? Yeah, of course. But I'm not like, I gotta pull for her because she's hot. For me, that's not how I play these games. If you do, that is okay. Like, for instance, Brant. I pulled Brant because he might be efficient for Chongli. I don't actually like or care about Brant. Sorry. I'm not really interested in Brant. I mean, I like him as a character, but not enough to, like, go and do his quest. And, like, I don't really care about that. You know what I mean? Same with Roche. I pulled her because she might be efficient later on. You know what I mean? Like, in fact, I pulled Cantarella. Frankly, I don't really like Cantarella that much. Like, I'm not really sure where she fits in my team. And, like, I much prefer Camellia with Sanhua. And, like, you know, like, Chongli's over there with Jinshi, but I want Brant for Chongli because then I can play Chongli again. That's how I think about things when I play these games. So, it's whatever works for you, man. Are you all right?
Why? I stand perfectly well right before you. Tears wouldn't grant me mercy, and I never intended to blindly follow rules that were never meant to be kind.
Camellia is my favorite character right now.
I earned my place, my own way. That's why I stand here now, able to share this with you.
I know she's my favorite because I S2'd her. Who do you think you'd pull between Zani and Chacona? I'm pulling both. They both seem incredible. Zani especially.
There's a weight to the air behind.
Oh, really?
A mixture of whispers from the deep, dried tears, and the stale, lingering scent of blood.
like I already know. like there's no way I'm not pulling for Zani, and there's absolutely no way that I'm not pulling for Chacona. How do you pronounce Chacona correctly? Chacona.
Behind this is the deep water zone.
Also, I hope it's clear, like, I hope nothing I said upsets you or offends you. Again, just a friendly reminder, like, I want you to enjoy the game as you want to enjoy it. If we're not aligned with that, that really doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You know, if you really want me to believe one way, I probably am not going to, because I'm a different individual. So, like, I think it's a really healthy thing to explore, you know, every perspective, and who cares how I, you know what I mean? Who cares how I play it, and who cares how you play it? You do your thing. You know what I mean?
Are you ready to face the relentless surges?
It's an Italian pronunciation.
The place ahead is beyond the reach of light. Like the night sky devoid of stars, hungry to consume everything within.
We're cool as long as you skip Castorice? Bruh. Oh. That's funny. Bruh. The day they put a global passive, never mind. I'm not even gonna get into this conversation. I don't care enough. The minute, look, I don't even, as a spender, I don't even necessarily, like, I wouldn't say no. Like, I would probably pull, but fundamentally, that's bad. My opinion is that's bad, and I would not. That sets a really, 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 really dangerous precedent. So, like, again, I'm not involved. I don't want to be in the gotcha. I don't want to be a part of any of that. But from the outside looking into that situation, if they do a global passive in this game, I'll be very upset, and I would stop playing it. Like, and I spend money, and I would stop. I mean, not good. Not good. It's not good. I don't want to get involved.
It will be dark and murky there.
So Chacona is a
Please
song.
stay close to
Is
me.
a song. It's a song. Technically, Chacona is a chaconne in French, which is the name that I'm used to hearing. And a chaconne is a type of song, but it's usually in Bach. But yeah. Oh shit. Do you know what? I used her swimming one time just to be curious about it. I was like, who has ever swum? I don't realize that, like, I know that a lot of people were upset about her, like, swimming thing. Bruh. I got into the water and I was like, I just realized I've never done this. Nor do I want to. Not when I can fly. Why would I ever want to swim? The only way it can maybe be conceivably, oh shit, I never saw her do this, is maybe in other places. I'm still hoping that that they'll add flying to the other regions. I really don't think they're going to. I would love for them to do it. I really don't anticipate them doing it. I love that she has a gun. I just wish that Chacona's outfit wasn't basically just a reshade of Carlotta. But that's a separate conversation. I'll have a lot of thoughts after this is over. I've been percolating it, and I would like to film my video about 2.2 after this is done. Just wanted to like really concisely hold my breath. Yeah. And what does that mean? Actually, don't tell me. I don't know what that means. Because usually don't hold your breath means don't tell me anything. Let me focus. Don't say anything. Don't do it. Alright, so, okay, so this is the third.
Final performance? Begin soon? Hat? Unfit. Help me. Bring the round hat.
Okay, wait, so what final performance?
No, it's merely some old memories resurfacing. Don't worry.
What
I'm
if,
quite well.
you know what I was thinking? What if this tear is like something from the poison that like got imprinted? Because I thought to myself, like, is this just like cutesy, like a little makeup? Or is it actually like a reminder of her like pain or like, you know what I mean? Like,
When I entered this place, I knew that certain memories would seek me out, even if I did not wish for them to. Seems I'm not as resilient as I thought.
it was like, is it a brand? Okay. Some things are coming up. By the way, you guys have been so chill today. Like, I genuinely appreciate how you guys have been matching my energy. It's really nice. You know, it's really dope. Appreciate that a lot. You guys have been very, very low-key today. It's really cool.
Here, the past and future, dreams and reality, are intricately intertwined, inseparably bound. The chaotic frequencies here might have trapped the light. Let's try once more, gently. Patience and encouragement always help. Pull from the abyss. Surge of deep. That tickles. Hey? Call from the abyss. Hey?
She's fun though. She's really fun to play.
Feel the tide pull. Call from the abyss.
So pretty. I play a little bit of the end game. We could do that. I actually think this quest is not very long, is it?
Why not savor this?
Oh. Oh. That's Anise.
We've scoured every inch of the backstage, including every shadowed corner. It seems the round hat isn't here.
Oh, that's... Oh, fuck. Wait, what? I didn't do that. Bit of the other ones.
Luck does seem to favor you. Who will sink into the depths with me? Surge,
Sprout of
deep
budding
tides.
seed! Grafting, suffer!
At long last, the final performance.
Dance and fight.
The maiden's crown will soon appear.
And rest upon one among you.
Technically, that's Sprechstimme. Well, there was no music underneath, but did you notice how when they were speaking, now they're supposed to sound robotic, but they also sound they also are actually intoning on specific pitches. Hello, my name is Marco Meatball. I am talking to you with intoning. It's pretty cool. So something worth thinking about is that is actually called Sprechstimme, which is spoken voice, basically, or speak singing. Find the right doll. All right, hold on. What is it? Find the right doll. Oh, wait. I cannot. Okay, hold on.
Why not savor this?
Find the right doll. Right here.
Round hat for you.
That's her.
Take them.
The red velvet of the hat gleams as if coated in a girl's shimmering tears. It's like a maraschino cherry on a frosted cake. Sweet yet bitter.
Round hat. Thank you. Odd, but thank you. The final performance begins now. Go. The front.
The doll's broken words seem to suggest you step closer to the stage for a clearer view. But reassured? Who should feel reassured? You or the doll? The answer may lie ahead once the performance begins.
Showtime. Need light. Light. Lamp.
The frequencies are too chaotic. No worries. We'll try again.
You must be Ennis. And also Girl A, who couldn't speak, but managed to send me that message. You want me to find her, right?
We better watch ourselves. They might have tricks up their sleeves we can't even imagine.
How dare she show up in the town after everything they did?
Will the lost souls truly return home?
The weight of the family burden there.
We better watch ourselves.
All those parents.
They might have tricks up their sleeves we can't even imagine.
Carrying all the weight of the family, the cross.
How dare she show up in the town after everything they did?
The Cantarella I know is unbreakable. She will never falter, even if you drown her with all these malicious whispers. And you certainly won't shake me either.
But can the glimmers from these delicate drifters truly light up the entire sea? Yes, just place it gently here. I, Cantarella Physalia, value every promise I made to you, and vow to see them through. Besides, there are certain places that only you may be able to reach.
Who's she talking to?
All those years of lying and scheming, and what have you gained? A tarnished reputation. You could have walked away from this, Cantarella. I still remember the little you. The youngest, the most neglected of all the Thessalias.
The head of the family.
You always lingered by your cauldron, and only smiled when a bird fluttered past the window. You despise this place, don't you? But the blood in your veins, it binds you. Holds you prisoner in this endless nightmare. You loathe our rules, yet they have already seeped into your very existence. Tell me, have you ever considered leaving? Let go of this burden that crushes you, and you'll be free as air, free to live the life you've longed for.
It's Thancred again. It's Peter. It's so funny.
My dear lord, I have already gifted you the sweetest of dreams. But why do you still cling to this earthly burden?
What does this mean? My dear lord, I've already gifted you the sweetest of dreams, but why do you still cling to this earthly burden?
You watched with satisfaction as I climbed over the fallen, ascended the steps to glory, and wore the thorned crown. Was that not enough for you?
Illusions are no match for poison, Cantarella. False bubbles burst, and here we are. The end of it all.
Late head of Physsalia's obsession.
Well, you see, illusions can also lead to true beauty. Your obsession, corrupted by whispers, has become a shadow over the castle. A deluge of delusions that shouldn't exist in this world.
When does she poison him?
I can feel the pain those whispers inflicted upon you. Allow me to free you from them.
Oh, she's implying it. Oh, I'm sorry, that was her.
My dear lord, I have already gifted you the sweetest of dreams.
Oh, the rumors.
But why do you still?
Yeah, all right. Yeah. My bad. Facility to become the family head. Yeah. I thought that was the woman in the tree. Yeah. I'm sorry, my brain didn't connect. Didn't connect the dots. Yes, you're right.
The abyss may result. That even the deepest darkness cannot endure the touch of light.
Damn, I gotta dodge?
Your
Oh,
trust
fuck. All right.
strengthens the lamp. It now burns brighter.
I can keep going.
How dare you make me have to dodge? All right, there's no repercussions.
Now is the time. Let the light shine brighter. Flash forth in fury. We haven't fully banished the whispers. Watch out! The twisted obsession is returning to the shadow.
Oh, phase 2.
Who will sink into the depths?
Hey. Well, watch this. What the fuck? He's fucking.
The feeling of pain. Physical damage detected.
Not worth mentioning. I can keep going.
Oh my god, the juggle.
Be alert.
God, you know who's giving me a lot of problems the other day was Lorelei. Oh my god, so annoying.
Now, free him from the Threnodian's whispers.
Free him from the Threnodian's whispers?
Oh, this will be fun.
Excuse?
Silence. My lord, I offered you the sweetest of dreams and safeguarded your legacy when you departed. I have entrusted Phassalia's true faith to one most deserving, and the Threnodian's deceptions in the inverted tower have been laid bare. No more whispers shall haunt us. Our children are freed from the cruel burdens of those trials. Now, you too shall find release from the Threnodian's whispers.
So what happened to the jellyfish in her arm? This is the chant from the Order of the Abyss. Isn't it? they aren't ghosts, are they?
Nothing escapes your eyes, does it?
We're here, alive and well. In that hellish duel, Cantarella shielded us with illusions.
It all started with a false hope. An elixir to grant any wish was said to be here. We dived into darkness, choked down fear. Nothing's here but the deep and ourselves. The elixir was our blood and tears.
Jesus.
Yet the Bane gave us sweet dreams. At last, through the shadows, we reached the end. Once Cantarella took charge of the family, she shielded us, keeping us safe in the castle's depths.
Oh.
The Order's members were always prying, eager to find out.
These are the
truth.
true secrets of the
I knew if
Phasalias.
we went out recklessly, we'd only invite danger. Though, I really miss my home. More than I can say. Fortunately, Cantarella holds the Night of Remembrance every year.
Oh.
With our masks, we can slip away, even just for a while, back to our village. It's always a great comfort to see Jojo living happily and in good health.
My dear, from this night forward, you're free to be with your families. The lady here has solved the riddles. Together, she and I will craft the elixir of revival. Since the Threnodians' lies were unraveled, the frequencies and situations on the outside have shifted. Thanks to you, the Order is now entangled in its own troubles. Too distracted to reach into the Phasalias. Most deeply affected by the Threnodians' whispers was the castle, where the former head was trapped, where innocent girls were lost to the trials. As the Threnodian fell, all these frequencies broke out at once. The long-standing fear, pain, resentment, and repression, all that the whispers had suppressed, burst free, becoming a new cage. The shackles of one's spirit were heavier than those from the outside. Yet thanks to you, we shattered those shackles together. I knew then the time had come for the girls to finally go home. I never meant to draw you into this. I was planning to shoulder it all alone. That's why for this year's Night of Remembrance, I took part myself. And as host, I chose Ghost Girls as the theme. My plan was to break through the sea of ghosts, claim that I've solved the riddles and won the elixir of revival, and then use it to send the girls home when the Dance of the Dead begins at midnight. Your arrival, seemingly by chance, was perhaps destined. The letter wasn't my doing, but I think I know who brought you to my side. She had no intention of hurting you with the abnormal frequencies, but she had been in the Twisted Sonoro for too long. Long enough that she was nearly one with its frequencies. When I saw that letter and sensed something unusual about you, I realized you could no longer stay out of this matter. With a special constitution, you were affected by the frequencies overflowing from the Sea of Ghosts. Looking back, my arrogance blinded me. Forgive me for showing you this weak side of myself. The currents here run deep, and the tangled seaweed is thick. Even I can easily become ensnared. But you helped me untangle these knots and weathered the torrents by my side. Thanks to you, the elixir was much easier to make. That's why I said a skilled brewer is far more important than the ingredients or the process. Please accept my heartfelt gratitude. Thank you for being here and for staying by my side.
Cantarella, you don't have to bear it all alone anymore. You've got someone you can truly count on now.
You're right. I have one last favor to ask. Could you take the elixir and see the girls home on my behalf? The Phasalia doesn't enjoy a good reputation, and some villagers would resist my presence. At this point, causing any complication is the last thing I want. You, however, as the laureate who exposed the lies and turned the impossible into the possible, will carry a weight they can't ignore. If you're the one to handle this, the people will be convinced. Besides, even if the Order intends to look into this miraculous revival later, your status and capabilities will hold them back.
Right.
But putting all that aside, it's with your effort that this elixir was possible. I can think of no one more fitting for this task. Names are like sea foam that easily fades away. It hardly matters to me. Besides, it may not be a bad thing for people to stay wary of the Phasalians. After all, we're a large family with deep-rooted issues. Change takes time. Girls, gather your things. It's time to go home.
Thank you, Cantarella, for everything you've done for us for all these years.
So none of these girls are Phasalias, right? These are just the ones that were lured under false pretenses.
Now that we're leaving, you'll be left alone here.
And she protected them because they're not part of the Phasalia, so why should they be forced to do?
You should never have had to bear such a heavy burden.
Right.
I still remember what you told me back then, during the trials. You said you wanted to leave this place behind, go somewhere far away where no one knew you, and live freely. But now, you're staying in this cold castle, bearing it all alone.
As long as I am the head of Phasalia, what happened here remains buried. No more trials, no more innocent lives caught in this web. My freedom for theirs. A fair exchange, wouldn't you say? It's time to leave, my dear.
Two of them are from the main family's country.
Tonight, all the riddles are solved. Behold, the elixir of resurrection.
What a night to remember.
So random. Heartfelt story, and now a random dance with her in my ear. Oh. The night of remembrance has come to a perfect close, and the town settles back into its usual pace. The windmill creaks as it took.
That was a really long nap. The strange smell is gone. You smell good again. Oh, I had the best dream. I was dancing with all these cute echoes. Oh? Am I interrupting something? Fine. I'll just go take another nap.
Things have returned to normal, it seems. How delightful. It's late. Would you care to come to my castle and rest for the night? Oh, the pleasure is mine, my dear.
What?
With you here, this castle feels warmer. Your presence may have dispelled the chill that used to linger. Our family's purpose has always been clear: to resist the Threnodian spiritual interference and hold fast to our faith in the Sentinel.
Right.
The cruel trials were designed to find a maiden with an unbreakable will, someone who could withstand the Threnodian's whispers and fix her eyes on the true light.
The Sentinel.
Yet, in pursuit of that noble cause, innocent lives were sacrificed without question. I can't accept the so-called necessary sacrifice, one that tramples the will of others in the name of duty. It's nothing but living off the weak. Though it's important to kindle the flames, none should forget those burned to ashes. Those lives shouldn't have been squandered. After all, we are more than just firewood. Yes, when I took up the Sword of Divinity, I felt a presence. Someone far more capable, more suitable.
Right. This explains the second awakening.
I asked the Sentinel to transfer my second awakening power to that girl. The Sentinel had always wielded the power of separation, but instead agreed to my proposal to combine our strengths. With that power, she confronted the Threnodian. We triumphed, for the moment. But the Threnodian proved to be more difficult than we expected. To stop the brutal divine trials and secure us the final victory, I chose to become the family head, drawing on every resource available to achieve our goal. I pretended to align with the Order to keep the Threnodian off guard, all while searching for a way to fully liberate the Sentinel and end the Threnodian, once and for all. And then, I found you. I have been watching you from the moment you set foot in Renacita. Now I dare say I know you inside out. You defeated the Threnodian in the Inverted Tower, saved the people of Renacita, and freed those young girls. And me as well. The girls are now back home, and the Threnodian's whispers have finally faded from this castle. And with the Order's concessions, the shadows over Renacita are vanishing. Peace has come to us. once more.
Yeah, right. Don't know about the Fraxidus, do you?
Thanks to you, the days of pain and sacrifice have ended. A calm life. That is the miracle you've brought. As the head of Phasalia, I must offer you a fitting reward for all the efforts you made. An elixir for eternal youth, perhaps? No. Judging from the power of your awakening, it seems you may already possess that. Then, let it be the elixir that turns stone into gold. I, Cantarella Phasalia, hereby offer you the family's entire legacy. Every elixir and every hidden secret. This is our home now. It's been a long day. You deserve a sweet, peaceful sleep. Here, a special elixir I've prepared with Albizia flowers. Their gentle, lingering fragrance can waft through reality into your dream.
Definitely some fan service there.
Now, close your eyes and rest. Good night.
This is like a faster version of it. Oh, thanks, Tyler. I enjoyed that. I felt the let me just lower her moans here. I enjoyed that quite a bit, honestly. Let's see. I felt the this is interesting because like both 2.2 story and Cantarella story quest were both very, very, very slow burns. And I think again, I think that the beginning and the ending of this story quest was paced weirdly for my personal taste. I felt that the whole thing, even the climax, the whole thing was very, very, very intimate and very personal, which I really liked. I felt the beginning made no sense, and I felt like it was just like very heavy, like plot, like bleh, like exposition, like plot vomit, which I was kind of not okay with, but that's fine. Once we got into we got to the castle, and we go back there, and then she takes us into the what's it called, that I felt that was really interesting. Going through all of her past was so beautiful. And then I appreciated like where we end up, but the fan service doesn't just do anything for me, guys. Like all right, so it was like implied that she gives us the house, but then it seems like she like drugs us to sleep. I mean, I don't know. It's fine. I don't, whatever. It's fine. And then like the like titty shot was strange. I just don't get why. I know why, but like it doesn't do anything for me. So I felt like it was really amazing. In fact, it kind of cheapens for me. It cheapens the like, we just went through like this whole thing of like incredible trauma. I don't like women. Nope, I'm not gonna stoop down to your level. Trust me. I've seen at least one in my real life. But see, I didn't want to do that. Now the internet's gonna say I'm an asshole. I think it's such a meaningful story beat. This whole thing is beautiful. And it's actually incredibly deep. And it's really just about pain and suffering and you know, I don't know. I for my personal taste, I find that it didn't land. I definitely think it's better than Carlotta's story base. I think the story quests in both are good, but I think that this one is better, much more emotionally immediate and much more poignant to actually play and experience, especially if you play it slowly. You know what I mean? I also think it's cool that they did bamboozle us and they did lean heavily into the you know, the like sex sells aspect of, you know, gacha games and, you know, the waifu shit. But then when you actually if you actually play it, and if you are able to intellectually look past the design choices, I think what you end up getting is an incredibly deep and an emotionally thought-provoking piece of media that I'm really impressed with. And I think it's really beautiful and a very, I think a very powerful piece that, like, if someone comes to this with trauma and with, like, depression / anxiety / whatever else, one could actually feel seen in this, which is very powerful, I think. You know? There's definitely a little bit of word salad in there at the very beginning that I didn't like. But, and it's not to say I don't like the ending. I just, again, like, I mean, yeah, it's fine. But yeah, it's good. To me, that's a solid, my instinct says 8.5 out of 10. I liked that very much. I think overall this whole game experience, I mean, do you want my review, chat? Do you mind if I sit down and I'll do it off the cuff? I have a pretty good sense of what I think about this. You want me to do it live? I think I can deliver something meaningful if I do it live. I think it's so funny. You don't like women? That's so funny. I was just thinking about that. You don't like women? Bro. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah, no, I didn't care about the fan service. By the end I was so invested. I don't care that her titties are in my face. You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. God, that makes me laugh. You don't like women? Oh. You didn't understand. Yeah, that's fair. Oh god, that cracks me up. She ate those poisons. What did happen to that jellyfish, by the way? I just don't see the issue with characters being Goonie or fan service. She can be in a okay. Let's get into it before I talk about it. Do you think that, well, okay, wait, okay, all right. I don't want to be put in the hot seat now. This is a dangerous position to be in. Do you think that, all right. I agree with you. I don't think it really matters, but I think it matters at the same time. Do you think, okay, let me ask you a question. Do you think that I don't want to like fixate on this, but I think it's an interesting conversation. Do you think that like her being the way that she is in this with like the looks and stuff, do you think that cheapens it or makes it less serious? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. See, this is the kind of nuance I want in my conversations. This is the kind of nuance I want in my chats. Look at you. She's most certainly a saint, yeah. Your hot take is that Kuro explicitly did that to force a reaction? See, like all these takes, I like all these takes so much more than they only did it for sales. Which maybe, but I actually would much rather have like the depth of it. You know what I mean? Well, it's clearly, at the very least, I just wish they would have more faith in their ability to write good characters. Yeah. Well, she's definitely flirty and she's definitely seductive. That is absolutely there. You know what I mean? And I guess at the end of the day, like that's just the thing, right? It is a mixture of folks that want attractive characters. Thanks, Beach. There's folks that want deep stories. Ideally, you get both. It certainly prompted a conversation. You felt it was hard to understand the story in 2.2? You wish her character story reflected her appearance more? Like maybe if she had learned to seduce and to be... Yeah, the femme fatale thing, it's an interesting concept because the siren thing, like, in actuality, that's why the whole time I was like, she's going to turn on us in 2.2. I was like, I'm convinced that she's going to kill somebody. I saw the 6 star points. I thought that was so cool. I thought for sure there would be a little bit more duplicitousness, a little bit more betrayal, a little bit more of like getting what she wanted, right? But she's totally the opposite. So yeah, 1,000,000%. I mean, Emma, yeah, that's a great point. There is a subverted expectation, or I'm sorry, Arnold, yeah. And she did it to fool the Order, right? And to protect her family. Because she was the true resonator, right. Well, so when I saw the trailer originally, I mean, it is similar to Chong-Li, just a little bit further. Yeah. Well, she would appear to be a femme fatale until you actually, and yeah, I mean, she does poison those guys in the trailer. The must be the Montellis. And clearly, well, I mean, I don't remember how much the Montellis and the Fusalias are actually fighting or not. I'm pretty sure that in the next story beats, not next patch, but I think the patch after, that's when Carlotta and Cantarella will come together. Hopefully it's not too much of a, like, the power of friendship, but I'm curious to see what that like meeting will be like, you know what I mean? What will Kuro do with that, you know what I mean? She's a very tragic character. I mean, even just, have you ever seen the movie Millennia? Or is that the name? It's an Italian movie where she is the most attractive woman in this Italian village, and all the young boys literally goon about her and to her. And all the other women in the village are jealous. And they actually, at one point, they start accusing her of having affairs with their husbands because they're so enraged. And so they drag her through the streets. They rip out her hair. They cut her dress. They basically make her walk through the streets naked. And she has done nothing, but it's just public opinion. And it's an amazing. It's a very powerful and bleak film about like mob mentality and jealousy and like the brutality of being perceived by how you look. So it's very cool. I haven't watched right now. I'm watching Gurren Lagann on Patreon. Tomorrow, Monday, I'm starting Apothecary Diaries, and I just finished Free Run. Yeah, it's not explored. It's implied totally. I'm also just vamping just to give my brain a second before I start talking about this without a script, because I'm just gonna kind of wing it how I felt about Wuva. So I figured we would just like talk a little bit. Yeah, 4 episodes are up right now. Yeah, similar to how, Gunnar Bay, yeah. I think, again, either way, it's an interesting discussion because a lot of people have a lot of different feelings. For what patch have you started playing WUA, by the way? 1.0, baby. Really 0.9 because it was CBT2. I've been right there. Right there from the start. That's why I have very strong opinions about it. They still toss out Gooner bait. But it is interesting. I think, so obviously I play a lot of different games. But so clearly you guys don't care about like what the perception of it is. Or if it, does it, I'm just talking, by the way. Does it bother you? Well, no. See, you're gonna say no. Why would it bother me? Because I'm enjoying the game. Why do I care? Well, I'll ask anyway. Does it bother you that like the Gooner stuff, well, whatever, may turn people away from Wuthering Waves? In the same way that like Nikke has a terrific story, but there's so much fan service and innuendo in it that it reasonably will push away many, many people to it. Turn snowflakes away. The anime style will do that anyway. That's very true. Gacha itself will turn people away anyway. You can't play Nikke in public. I'd like to see the game grow, but at this rate, outsiders will see it as a waifu collector. I like the gameplay of Nikke. the tongue part in her trailer was very, very funny, very lewd. I was really surprised by that tongue thing, because the tongue was very direct, What's up? It was very wet. It's very wet. Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, it was great marketing, I'll tell you that much. And realistically, though, let's be real. How the truth is, the truth is, if you literally, I'm watching Gurren Lagann right now, and Yoko is absolutely fan service. It's nothing new. Oh, thanks, Eleanor. Ever since your reaction to the trailer, I thought the obscenity of the tongue was the point. It was, yeah. It was the theft of innocence and a symbolic tentacle. Yeah, 1,000,000%. Thank you for that super chat, by the way. Like, like no one's gonna deny. I mean, I don't think Freerin has fan service. No, it does. I mean, it kind of does. Even that kind of does. having Ubil in there as a yandere, I guess that's a little bit of fan service, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Ubil. And the two girls fighting. What's their names? Yeah. Fern is fan service? I don't know about that. Could you imagine? Anyway. Oh, God. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, I see. All right, well, all right, let's end that conversation. Let's end that conversation. All right. So your issue is that they seem to be prioritizing fan service over creating connections between characters. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this review. So the only thing I want to say is like, not that it matters really ultimately. I don't really feel the need to talk or like my channel is just not really going to be about, regardless of like whatever your feeling is, like when you come in the door, like what I try to present is like fun. We'll make jokes. Like we're a little bit like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It's a little bit playful. We're talking about music. We're talking about lore. We're talking about story stuff. Like I take the story pretty seriously. I really like it. I am very invested. What we won't do is the stuff that other folks maybe do. Like I'm not gonna shout out mommy. I might be like, damn, she looks good, right? Or like he looks good or whatever. But like I'm not gonna sit here and like that's just not the thing you're coming to me for. Like so if that's what you want, like definitely like there are plenty of others. And no shade on them because like whatever works, right? But I enjoyed that conversation because it was fun. So, and I appreciate you coming for the gaming stuff. All right, so okay, I think I know how I want to do this. So, all right, I'm just going to tell you what I think, and then we'll film it. Yeah, I mean, personally, like, I'm fine. I don't mind it. I mean, I don't mind fan service. Sometimes it's even nice, but I think like it has to be like done well, and I think like it can't just be like, look, these are boobs. You know what I mean? I think that. Oh yeah, of course. Me wanting more males in Wuwa means that my fiance has a boyfriend. Of course. Stupid me. I forgot. Thank you for reminding me. I am apparently yeah, that's right. By wanting more men in Wuwa, that means enjoy your late night burgers. I forgot that means I'm a cuck. Clearly, okay. Anyway, let's get started. Clearly, that's what X would say. Someone said that. They were like, "Oh, well, does your fiance have a boyfriend?" Okay, cool. What's wrong with wanting cool dudes? I don't know. I want a cool dude, like a man. You know what I mean? No offense to Brant. Brant's a boy. I want a fucking man. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know, and that's part of this the nature of it. Like, give me some Watanabe in there. You know? Calcharo's so fucking cool. Calcharo is so fucking cool. You know what I mean? Calcharo is so fucking cool. You know? Yeah, don't spoil. All right, let me film this. Am I going to continue PGR's story? I really ought to. Branson is late 20s. They forgot about Calcharo. he's asleep somewhere. So I just finished up Wuthering Waves 2.2, and if you are new to the channel, my name is Marco. I love talking about video game music from an emotional perspective. I also really like video games, and I also really like Wuthering Waves. I was pretty harsh of the 1.0 patch series, mostly the first couple chapters, acts of 1.0, and obviously Wuthering Waves has continually improved and gotten better. I have been with this game since the very first day. I love this game very much, and I'm very passionate about it. So 2.2 was a continued step in the right direction for what I think Wuthering Waves can be and should be. If 2.0 was a brand new start, if 2.0 was the beginning, the new hope for Wuthering Waves, then I feel that 2.2 was The Empire Strikes Back. 2.2 was very different from 2.0. And in a lot of ways, it just added so much more layering and texture to an already really, really great foundation with Wuthering Waves 2.0. If Wuthering Waves 2.0 was a landscape from left to right, then 2.2 was a well from top to bottom. We went deep into the layers of these characters. We met a character in 2.0, we referenced that character in 2.0, and in 2.2 we actually got to be with them, to sit with them, to talk with them, to explore what their responsibility, what their life is. And furthermore, we also got to meet Cantarella, who was a pretty, complex character in and of herself. And in a pretty hotly debated character with whether or not she went too far in a direction or not. But ultimately, even her, we had our expectations blown away. And she turned out to be a really, really wonderful and complex character. Cardathia as well. This really, 2.2 really ultimately felt like it was the story of Cardathia. That Cardathia's story, it was a story quest for Cardathia, more so than it was moving the needle. And I think that that's really interesting, and I think it's worth talking about pacing, because this story was quite slow. In fact, when it started, I was a little concerned. I was a little nervous that maybe the story of 2.2 was going to be a step backwards from the fairly brisk pace of 2.0. That had like chunks of time as they introduced characters where I was like, ooh, I don't know, this is a moment where I don't like this pacing. Which is a gacha trap, let's be real. The pacing is a huge issue among gacha games in general. And it's something that I've been hoping and clamoring to see changed, especially in Wuthering Waves, something I really believe in, to be at a pace that feels good and feels right. And I shouldn't generalize because I don't mean every gacha, but certainly a lot of them. So 2.2 started kind of slowly, but as we progressed, I started to realize that what we were actually going to get here was depth. And in truth, without spoiling it, this game really, really took us to a new direction in terms of its pacing, in terms of the character exploration, and in terms of the actual story beats. It's hard to not spoil it, and I really don't want to. If you've never played Wuthering Waves before, I really think if you allow yourself to commit to enjoying these characters, you're going to find something here that is incredibly interesting and kind of fresh. My God, the final moments of the 2.2 patch are just magnificently done. They're emotional, powerful. It's a story about growth. It's a story about finding one's true self. There's a lot of emotion in both the 2.2 story beats and in the story quest for Cantarella, which is, again, another level of depth that we're getting from Kuro games that is sort of unexpected. The story quest with Cantarella starts off a little bit of a word salad situation, but as you progress, it deals with really, really realistic issues of grief, of unmet expectations, of trauma, of what it means to exist in the world and carry the burden of not only your past, but also the past of your family, the transgressions that came before you, the burden of family, generational trauma in a way, and what it means to let go of that. And I thought that those subjects were very mature and very adult. And despite the anime, bright peppiness and the beauty of the colors and stuff, this is a serious story. And I think if you're allowing yourself and into anime style games, I think that you'll come away with this with a real appreciation for life and a conversation around what it means to suffer. And those themes are very mature. And I think that really works very well. Musically, too, we continue to move in a fantastic direction. Now, in truth, there were only 3 or 4 pieces in this particular patch compared to last that really stood out to me. Cadendo's theme, which, again, I don't want to spoil anything, so we'll just put the music up here for a little bit. Cadendo's theme was amazing. This very much reminds me of Yoko Shimomura, reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy XII, Rabanastre, and I thought it was absolutely lovely. Of course, the boss fight music was really, really exceptional as well. It really delivered this power and it was visceral. And again, without spoiling it too much, it really was incredibly impressive. I loved the heavy brass in that particular piece and the strings. And then there's this gorgeous piano that's just going crazy underneath. And another track that really stood out to me was in Cantarella's Story Quest, this beautiful, chaos language, even though it isn't, piece of music that is full of despair and sadness and what it means to lose innocence. And I love it because you don't necessarily know what the words are saying, but it's still able to carry this incredible feeling of emotion, which is a really powerful and important thing for all of us to continue to explore. Songs without lyrics that we understand aren't bad. Songs without lyrics that we understand are really poignant, and we don't need words. Music actually functions as words in so many instances where the words actually spoon feed us the emotions a little bit too much, and it kind of cheapens out our ability to connect with what we're hearing. Removing lyrics allows us to connect more with our own personal experiences on top of the context as well. I think we're in a really good spot with Wuthering Waves. I'm really, honestly, I'm at a point where I'm sort of perplexed and shocked that things are just going really well. And knock on wood, this is a game that I truly love. It's one of my favorite games, actually, that I've played in the last year. And it continues to be a game I really look forward to. Maybe not to play every day, but certainly to play, when these big patch moments happen or do world quests and story quests and things of the like. Now, there are always things that I think can be improved on. I do think that I do think this is salacious. I do think that Kuro has done very well. I believe that Kuro could get rid of the incredibly predatory 50-50 mechanic. I know. Well, how will Kuro make money? Well, they're making millions upon millions of dollars. I think there are ways to mitigate this system to be even more front-facing and consumer-friendly so that it really can be a game first and gotcha second. It wants to be that so badly. I would really like to see them get rid of that 50-50. I've said it since the very day that they announced that the 50-50 was in it. I'm really thankful that the weapon banner doesn't have a 50-50. But imagine this game of this size not having a character-based 50-50, or at least for the first, do a 100% rate up or something. I don't know. This is beyond me. This is for people that are well-versed in all of this, but this is just my instinct as I continue to play this game and continue to advocate for playing this game. I really want to see it continue to be that game first and gotcha second. We're already close, but it would be really interesting to see them go all the way. Give me flying in all regions, please. I love the flying in this game so much. It's so unique to this game. It's so special. It's so much fun. Please give me flying in all regions. I'm begging you. The other thing I'd like to see is some meaningful endgame that isn't just for Astrites. Give us skins. Give us a bunch of coatings. Give us chances to farm and grind for things that aren't just currency for the next character. Now, I do think that we should keep Astrites. We can't get rid of those, especially for free-to-play players. You know, like the people want to play this every day. But let's also do other things. I know we've already got titles now, and I know that we have the little displays, but I would love to see some more incentive there for just playing for the sake of playing. And maybe I've got Monster Hunter on my brain because I literally have been playing it for like 100 hours in the last month, right? But I would love to chase something that isn't just in-game currency for future pulls. Like, I don't know how you do that. Again, it's just an idea. Game first, gotcha second. I may be holding Wuthering Waves and Kuro games to a very high bar. And maybe it's unrealistic and I'm only going to disappoint myself. That's probably okay. I won't lose sleep over it. But I really, really believe in this game. And this game is just doing so many things right. And I just want to see it continue to grow and continue to, be at the forefront of people's minds when they think of games like this. Gacha games have a very bad reputation, generally speaking. And as a person who plays every game on the planet at this point, I really love Wuthering Waves, and I want as many people to play it as possible. We also, I think, should have a better balance of male characters. Right now, it's very dominantly gathering wives, which for many people is not a problem. For me, it's not really a problem either. But balance is always great. Why not? I'd love a bearded dude that I can use as a character. You know what I mean? Like, I would love a mix and match of that. So those are like 4 little things that come to mind now, having played this game since the very beginning of its inception. We're moving in the right direction. It's really, a review is sort of not even worth doing because it's so good. I'm really, really impressed by this. I'm very curious to see where we end up. I also really appreciate that we did go like that well from top to bottom. I felt like I was really invested in these characters this patch, more so than I was even in 2.0, getting to know these characters. Now we actually started to really explore their psyches and their the way that their brains function and their feelings and their emotions and their being shy or being nervous or being enthusiastic or being happy. And my God, and like the future questions about who the rover even is and how it connects to sentinels. And I mean, there's so much to enjoy in this game that I just want more of it at all times. And I think I'm really excited. I'm really excited. I don't want to overly glaze anything anymore. I think the game still has things it needs to work on, but boy, the differences are really night and day. And if these 2.0 patches continue to be this good, man, I don't know. The other thing I'd like to see is a little bit less borrowing from other games. Now, 2.1 very much was Dredge. Dredge, a fishing game. Very similar mechanics. Cantarella's Story Quest has a mechanic that has been borrowed from other games. Now, other games have also borrowed it from other games. But I want to make sure that we're also creating and continuing to innovate within the space. That's a thought I had as well. Anyway, really happy with 2.2, really happy with 2.0 in general. I love recommending this game. Can't wait for the Steam release. Really excited about that. Hopefully it comes to new eyes. Hopefully people get to experience it more. It's just an awesome game. And I hope you enjoyed it. No, that's not how you end that. Don't end the video essay like that ever. Anyway, it's just a really awesome game. And I hope you're having fun. And I hope you try it if you're curious. Thanks a ton. I'll see you later. Good? Happy? Was it good? Good. The filler stuff is fine. The filler patches are totally fine. It's me. It's an over expectation. You know what I mean? And I recognize that. It is a gacha game. It's got to do what it's got to do. You know what I mean? That's a normal thing. So I would never say it's normal to have patches that are sort of you know, whatever. Would I like patches to not be filler? Yes. You know. Would I want male characters to sell as well as female characters? Yes. Will they? Not necessarily. Could they? Maybe. Depends on how cool they are. Yeah, the 50-50 is complicated. Yeah, no, they can't. They can't. Not with the pace. The pace, yeah, and it needs that. The filler, unfortunately, with this gas system, brand sold well. I feel like we're at a point where it's okay to highlight just random things that I think could be improved on or whatever. You know. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, Adam. Totally. $120 pulls equivalent in astrites for guaranteed character or role, as usual with a 50-50 chance. Option to buy a character with money. Huh. I don't think they'll ever give an option to buy a character. Not ever. But that, I mean, yeah, in theory. Yeah, I mean, 70-30, yeah, whatever. Even 60-40. Isn't that what PGR does? Doesn't PGR do 60-40? But doesn't it... Oh, there's a... 80-20 for weapons? No, I thought weapons were guaranteed. Are they not? So you could still lose the weapon? Wait, what does 80-20 mean? Meaning, can you explain that to me? Oh, you can lose the weapon. In PGR. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about. Yeah, no, I've lost the weapon in PGR. Sorry, I thought you were talking about. Sorry, yeah. My bad. I thought you were talking about Wuthering Waves. My bad. If you're gonna change the 50-50 rates, you might as well remove it altogether. Yeah, I know, dude. I agree with you, but. Does the 50-50 mechanic bother you, guys? All right, I'll give you my hot take, or my perspective on it. It's not even a hot take. I think the 50-50 sucks. Like, I don't think reasonably, I think the 50-50 is awful. Because here's the thing. If you're free to play, you've learned to live with it. Well, yeah. To me, a 50-50, it's just not good for like morale. You know what I mean? In my mind, I mean, this is obvious maybe, but I've never actually like said it, right? Obviously, if you win, who cares? But if you lose, so if you're free to play, and let's say you save a fuck ton of astrites or whatever currency, right? And then you lose, I guess you just have to be okay with it. But that's the FOMO aspect of it, isn't it? It bugs me. I don't think mentally, I don't think I could be free to play. I don't think, if I was a content creator, first of all, I wouldn't be playing these games because I would have been never exposed to Genshin to begin with. That's where it started. because I got exposed to Genshin. Because when I played Genshin the first time, I was like, okay, and I stopped, and I was like, anyway, you know what I mean? Like I didn't, but I also didn't know how beautiful Liyue was, or any, like I didn't even know Inazuma was out at the time. So for me, it was like, had I not started a YouTube channel and been lucky to pick up and go somewhere with it, I would have never been exposed to it. I wouldn't even have downloaded it. I probably would have ended up downloading like Star Rail or ZZZ though. So, why are we talking about gambling now? Because there's gambling in the game. I did see Brax's video where he's I forget what he's doing. He's free to play. He's free to play. And he started over. Would I continue voicing Dvorak if I was invited? I mean, yeah. Of course. Arcanite system is much worse. The no pull account, yeah. Yeah, the fact that they made the weapon banner guaranteed is already like great, right? Like to me it's like I don't mind putting forward like $150 knowing that I will eventually get a character at some point in that $150, right? I mean, Warframe has Prime access where you can get a you know, the Prime, and that's like $140 for like the one with all the stuff in it. Oh, that's what it was, Celendis. That's right. But I suppose that's what makes these games go around, huh? And thankfully, they have good stuff. And I know that previous gacha are worse. I know that. Dewey, thank you. No, not today, but I appreciate that very much. Anyway, I'm just talking, guys. Like, I mean, you know, I find the conversation really interesting, and the only place I can have this conversation is on X, and I would much rather have it with you here in my house, you know, on my chat, on my stream. So I'd much rather have this conversation with you, all you hate watchers here, than on X. So Nikkei's gacha system, I don't know it enough to really comment. But I've there seems like they're pretty generous. Absolutely watching hate. Yeah, I'm hoping that the anniversary is generous. And there's like copious events, and like I feel like they're gonna be very happy and excited. You know? Yeah, I don't think anybody's gonna ask me about my fiance's boyfriend in my chat, so but like overall, like, you know, I don't know, man, like it's been really good. I've really been enjoying Wuthering Waves, and you know, I don't play it every day, but I do play it pretty frequently, and I also find it just like, even the fact that like the stamina has gotten to the point where, you know, it's really not too bad. Like you can more or less build a character in a pretty decent way, you know what I mean? And you don't have to like worry about not having enough stamina to do it. Wait, let me put the chat back on. Sorry. Like the characters are really fun to interact with. You know, I still want more meaningful endgame, but I don't really know what that means, because I'm not really sure what that should look like. Because no gacha, what gacha has done like a really meaningful endgame that wasn't just like doing a thing to get astrites or to get a reward? Kanto 1, I mean, as far as I know. Arknights, that's true. You think the current Babel is a good endgame? There's no way. Zani will absolutely not be free. She's going to make them so much money. What's up, Hunter? Babbles for molding. Meaningful endgame, number 1, lets you test your skill, test your characters, give you something to work towards. Arknight's contingency contracts are perfectly fine, yeah. Didn't they just do a roguelike and it wasn't very well received? The modifiers are fun, yeah. That's in PGR, yeah. You know, coming from an MMORPG perspective too, it's like, well, what do you even grind for in MMOs? I guess rare skins, rare mounts, rare weapons, rare, you know, stuff. So it's like, how does one turn right? Exactly. 14's ultimate weapon skins and titles. So I mean, like, ultimately, you know, how does one? Yeah, Guild Wars 2 though is different, a totally different beast, absolutely. So the question becomes like, what even is meaning? What is meaningful endgame in a gacha game? You know what I mean? Like that's, you know. And furthermore, let me ask you another question: do you think that you can hop into that without any like pursuit and just play? I don't know. I don't think if I had done every single thing in a gacha game, I'm not sure that I would actually play it like just for funsies. I mean, for combat I would maybe, but I wouldn't like, I would like skip through. But I like, again, I'm coming at this from like a Monster Hunter perspective. Monster Hunter is fun because you just play it, like, and you get the skins from the monsters and better weapons, and it's harder difficulty. So I guess realistically, it's not that far off from something like a Babel. Grand Blue Relink doesn't have a real endgame. Oh yeah, huh? PvP, yeah, could. I don't know, but these are questions that I ask myself, where it's like, okay, well, like I'm holding them to a high standard, but like, what do I even want from them? You know what I mean? What is it that I'm seeking? You know what I mean? PvP and gacha, yeah, that's never. That's exactly where the problem lies. If endgame isn't for currency, then why someone should spend their time? But that's what everybody that doesn't play gacha does. You know what I mean? Everybody who doesn't play gacha plays games for in-game rewards, not for currency. Sword of Cantarella. Yeah, I've heard good things about that. I should try that. Kura might be preparing for a big co-op combat event. Oh, that's interesting. A raid boss? Bro, if that was even remotely true, that'd be really neat. Dungeon raid? Yeah, okay, yeah. I think the amazing thing is that, I mean, look, PGR has very good skins. So PGR has very good skins. Now, they are purchasable with money, but imagine if you made them like an in-game reward, kind of like how at the end of 2.2 we got the sword. You know what I mean? More of that. Or make skins purchasable, or make them grindable with a mixture of astrites in there as well. Yeah, that's right. We got the free Sanhua skin, but that's just for even logging in. Like, you can even make it a little bit more complicated. That's so easy. You just have to log in. They could have made a little bit of complication around that. Like Arknights, yeah. Sanhua skin was very easy to get. You just had to log in. Exactly. Carlotta Quest should have given the Mirror World skin. 1,000,000%. That was a missed opportunity in my book. You know? A hologram clear, you get yourself a fancy fucking banner, or, well, I think you already do. But, you know what I mean? But, like, just something. You get yourself a new, like, that's a challenge that if you want to get that thing, you're also going to get astrites, but also you're going to get XYZ, right? Now, Matt, would you do a gacha for skins? Skin gotchas are a huge FOMO. Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. And I remember Warframe did it with the heirloom collection, and people were pissed. Well, they didn't do gotcha, but it was limited time, and people were not happy. Gotcha for skins is bad. Gotcha skin is what Nikkei does, and it sucks. Oh. Okay, so you guys don't want gotcha for skins. All right, noted. But if you can grind the currency for skin, gotcha skin is a big no. No, we're in alignment. I'm just asking questions. I'm just playing devil's advocate. I'm just asking questions. People dislike it, but honestly, if they put up with it anyway, probably. Play Nikkei? I already am. FIFA Ultimate. The ultimate gacha game is FIFA Ultimate. That's the other thing too. I feel like gacha games are maligned so badly, but then FIFA fucking does it all the time. You know what I mean? Like it's preposterous. I've been playing Nikkei before bed. Not the way you think. Just playing it before bed. TCG, I mean, 1,000,000%. Pokemon TCG is the most popular app on the store right now. Mobile stores. That shit is crack. You know? How far have I gotten into Nikkei? Act 3. So the you're with the two girls and you need to go do the job because otherwise they're gonna do something. The only good character I have is the sword woman. She's cool with the like red thing around her head. CSGO, right? Exactly. So I mean, like, let's not act like gambling is not in games. It is. Maybe it shouldn't be, but Sakura, yeah. Scarlet is Scarlet. Scarlet, yeah. Anyway, we don't have to talk about Nikkei. Yeah, guys, what a nice time. It seems like all of us in this chat are very, very, very passionate about Wuthering Waves, which is great. It's really good. I really like this game. I mean, I really don't play any other gacha at this point because, well, besides Nikkei right now, but I don't necessarily think I'll play it long term or like, you know, I think I'd like to get back to Punishing Grey Raven just because the music's so good and the story is really, really great. And, you know, they've done some really good stuff. I also want to get back to Arknight's story as well. You know, I like these games. They're fun. It's just one has to be careful because I'm not free to play in anything. It's dangerous, you know. Will I do the new exploration quest? The first 4 chapters of PGR will not be fun. They will be boring. But you may like the lore. I did. I won't do that today, but we can either do it next Saturday or I'll film a separate video and upload it. So I'll do that. You recommend it? How long is it? What time is it? 12:30. How long is that world quest? One hour? I wish I could. I can't do it right now. I can't do it right now. I'll try to. I'll either do it. Well, I don't want to overpromise. So either I'll do it next week or I'll have to figure it out. It's pretty worth the time. Cool. Okay. maybe I'll film myself playing it tomorrow and then upload it separately. It has a unique vocal. Okay, cool. How much time, how much a minimum spend needed to consistently get characters? So I'll tell you the truth. I think the most, I try to do $150 per patch. Usually I win a 50-50. I would say it probably comes out to, at worst, 250. Maybe 300 max. It's if it wasn't a tax write-off, I wouldn't probably do it. I wouldn't recommend it unless you have the budget for it. But it's probably, if you're gonna spend, yeah, 200 with weapons, yeah. Depending on, you know, what you did before and, you know. You're living that free-to-play life. Hey, I can't blame you. I do have issues with FOMO. I'll be honest with you. I do have issues with FOMO. That's why I have to be really careful. And in truth, the reason why I play Wuthering Waves almost exclusively in terms of gacha games is because I FOMO means fear of missing out, Cyberstorm. And it's how these games make you spend money because you never know when that new character will leave, or, you know, you want it because it's new, so on and so forth. I'm living in a third world country, so spending money in gacha games is a bit tricky. More tricky when your country has a lot of crisis. Yeah, of course. Of course. Gacha, being free to play is fun. I wish I had that ability to not do that. I don't drink. I don't do drugs. But gambling, one has to be careful. I don't gamble. The only thing I gamble on is like fucking gacha games. which I don't know. I don't think no gambling is actually better than the other, but like, damn, of all the things. But I really like Kuro and I like supporting them. So I mean, for me, it's like, well, okay, you know what I mean. And I think I would be even. It's hard to justify the fact that the weapon banner is guaranteed in Wuthering Waves is nice because, you know, I think the idea of dropping, let's say, $200 on both banners is absurd. You know what I mean? It's very dangerous. And I just, you know what I mean? But you know what I want to say. One of the things that I think is really amazing about gacha games that I've really come to respect is the fact that I think people make a mistake, and I think people like lump all gacha as like shitty mobile games. And while they certainly exist and they can be abysmally bad, I think games like Arknights, games like Nikke, games like Wuthering Waves, games like PGR, and I've mentioned this before when we were talking about the Lorelei Queen of the Night stuff. It's amazing because it actually teaches people to listen to music and be exposed to stuff they would probably maybe never hear due to finances, due to, you know, where they are in the world, due to a bunch of factors, you know, finances and what have you. Like the fact that a free to play game, which can be truly free to play, can really provide, you know, really moving musical and like interesting experiences, you know, and I think ultimately, like, you know, if you can't afford a AAA game, if you can't afford whatever game's coming out, you know that there's this free-to-play game that is quality and has good value per content, where it's like, okay, well, like, I can still play a game, you know what I mean? I can play it on my phone, it runs it well, not necessarily Wuthering Waves, but, you know, it runs it fairly well, or it runs it perfectly fine. Like, we can't underestimate how much these games actively reach people. Now, gacha is not good. It is, and I've really changed my stance on this over the last couple years. Like at first, I didn't think it was that bad, but then I'm on the other side of that now. It's like gacha's a bad thing. The system is bad, but the cultural ramifications of these games that are able to reach so many people are really amazing. And I think that that's really special, in my opinion. And that's why I endorse them. People, I've been told that I'm doing a disservice to people by endorsing gacha games and so on and so forth. It was like, well, first of all, people are free to do what they want. And second of all, who am I to stop someone from having a good experience? Even though I don't agree with 50-50. I don't know. No leaks, please. No leaks. They ruin excitement for me personally. It's okay. Leaks are lame because then you can't enjoy it as much, I think. Like even kits. And I've seen kits. If I see too much of a kit, then I'm not actually excited when they announce the kit because I've already seen it. You know what I mean? One that every open world gacha never misses is that open world. Am I surprised that Chakona uses a gun? No. Well, I mean, I don't know if I was surprised, but I'm happy. I can't wait to pull her. She looks awesome. You never recommend a gacha to somebody unless it's someone who already plays them? See, I would. If someone likes Final Fantasy, I would recommend a gacha to them. Wuthering Waves, anyway. Leaks take away a huge chunk of excitement from the final product. 1,000,000%. I think part of the reason I was so bummed out about 2.1 or not really interested is because I accidentally got really excited and I happened to see some stuff, not necessarily on purpose, but I did, and it really was kind of a letdown because I already knew what to expect. You know what I mean? I was like, okay. Anyway. Not good. Have I started Nikkei? Yes, I'm on chapter 3. You don't need to pull anyone anytime, especially if they can listen. If they that's funny, Adam. If they start locking, first of all, if they do a global passive, if they start to add exploration perks, which they did with Cantarella, let's say they unveil a character that can fly everywhere. Bruh. I think that's a problem, and this should be really, really pushed back on. Phoebe does practically fly. That's true. Do you think the oversimplification make it lazy? Well, you just have to make the open world meaningful and worth exploring. But I didn't even know how you do that in a gacha game. You can't do random events that are how do you? It's not like Red Dead. Red Dead's the only open world that I've ever played where I've been like, oh my god, I can't wait to see what's around the corner. That's not necessarily true. Actually, that's not true. But that's the one I've been most excited for. Because whenever you hop into Red Dead or Red Dead 2, you know that you're going to be driving along and someone's going to fucking come up next to you and they're going to be like, hey, blah, 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 blah. Come help me with this. Or whatever. My buddy's getting hanged. Can you come help us? You know what I mean? Okay. I remember, I'll never forget when I did that. The first time I ever played Red Dead on my PS3, it was the first game I ever owned for a PS3. And it was the first time I bought a PS3 with my own money and whatever. I'm riding along and I look over and this guy's like, hey, mister, can you come help me? And I'm like, what? And I go over there. And I didn't know what the hell was going on. They hung him. And I was like, holy shit. This is in the game? This kind of emergent storytelling where I have what? And then that happened regardless of my intervention? You know what I mean? Witcher 3 type of... Yeah, exactly. Witcher 3, same thing. That blew me away. If a gacha game did that, I mean, shit. Any news from Kuro new game? They're working on a new game. I mean, I think the sky's the limit. Yeah, GNA. Yeah, somebody yesterday, Ghost Whiskey gave 100 subs yesterday. That was insane on Twitch. Really crazy stuff. They did that in Wizardry? Really? I mean, they do it a little bit in Wuthering Waves with the fights, but like, I don't know, that doesn't, you know, a gacha MMO. Oh. That's a real thing? Don't you already, I mean, isn't Throne and Liberty already, anyway, we're, no collabs and no other games. We got one called Tower of, TOF? Tower of Fantasy. Oh. I didn't do the exploration quest today. Oh, Trinkley, you're back. You asked me if I liked women earlier. Did you see what I said? I said yes. Tecton's doing a gacha cast right now. Well, I'm going to head out, so you go watch that. Cantarella domain was very beautiful. Level design, yeah, of course. Woowa is already doing random events with daily quests of the pizzeria. What's my favorite drink? I really like Olipop. I drink like one a day. The game does do NPCs really well. Well, listen, guys, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you coming here, hanging out, especially after this. Like, we were just chilling and chatting. It's always so fun to hang out with you guys. I'm always just so immensely grateful for the Wuthering Waves community for always rallying behind me. And thank you so much for this last week. I mean, really, truly, it fills my heart with such delight to see people and read people talking about how much my stuff has moved them, or they've enjoyed it, or they've appreciated what I've said. Like, that's awesome. Like, I mean, I would be playing Wuthering Waves even if there was nobody here. But the fact that so many of you come and hang out, it really does make my life so much better. I have to say thank you. And, you know, it's just a delight. It's a delight to hang out with you. Thank you for also sharing your opinions about stuff. Thank you so much for letting me share my opinion about stuff. Really appreciate that. It's the nice crew. Again, I'm live basically every day. So, hey, if you're just hanging around and you want to see what Marco Meatball's up to, you just come on in. I'm always going to be here, guys. You guys come in whenever you feel like it. Whatever the game is, we'll have a good chat, okay? I'll talk to all of you very soon. Be well. Have a great rest of your weekend. And, yeah, look forward to that review probably next week. But you already saw it, so see you guys.